Sorry, I forgot my coffee. I'm making it. Give me a second here. I saw it was 4 o'clock. All right, what do you got? Okay. Food for this guy. All right. Off my case, buddy. Off my case. All right, stay off my case. All right. Hey, don't be fucking trying. Yeah. Give me a second, guys. Sorry. Give me a second. Sorry about this. Making my coffee. Oh. Okay. We're almost ready here. Cover. Okay. Here. We got Jimmy's box ready for him. Have another big order going out. Jimmy and Steph wanted to pay for their big jar. So I sent them my Venmo address, which I don't ever use that. But she wanted to use the Venmo over the PayPal, and I was like, that's fine. You guys just give me a second. I'll be there in just a second. I'm on my way. Just getting my coffee mixed up here. Mixersons. Got that going. Get my whipped cream. Put all of my coffee. Okay. Here we go. Great. Okay. Sorry, guys. I am so sorry. I saw the time was 4 o'clock. It was 4 o'clock. I decided to start the show at 4 o'clock, but wasn't ready to start, man. So you caught me off guard here a little bit. Okay, Karen McDonald dropped that 3 right there. Karen, you get top of the hour. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Cheers. Hey, Billy. Hey, Jack. Slowski, Nick. So, a few years ago, I remember being on YouTube and saying, "Oh, Jimmy Dore. Jimmy Dore, he's gonna has only got a few people in there just starting. Jimmy Dore is gonna have Jordan Charlatan, Sheridan, and Graham Elwood on. They're gonna talk about what we're talking about." But they're not going to be live for a while, I'm sure. Right? Steph was just texting me a minute ago. Literally like 10 minutes ago. Yeah, they're not ready yet. So, let's put this over here and we'll keep our eye on it. Saw Graham got YouTube taken. Yeah, absolutely, he did. And so did Jordan Sheridan. They're all getting taken down. James McFarland is already coughing and haven't smoked yet? Really? Well, smoke then. Then you have an excuse for your coughing. All right. Let's do this. Trendy as dabbers. Let me just see. Nay does the gay. I want you guys to meet my assault rifle. Vac purging. Do you want to go? Do you want to go outside, Cat? Okay, so I don't have the word silenced. What about shut down? My dispensary got shut down. Shut down. Mega upload shut down by feds. Wow. Dude, this was fucking 9 years ago. Let's see what this was. Mega upload? What's fucking mega upload?
Hello, Trendy Day reporting in. Holy shit! Shout out to Loki710. Loki710, great fucking message you sent me this morning. Loki sends me a message. It says, they don't need SOPA. A message on one of my favorite sites, Mega Upload, is down. January 19th, 2012. As many of you already might be aware, even without the passing of internet censorship bills SOPA and PIPA, the corrupt U.S. government has managed to shut down Mega Upload. It is our hope and our belief that this will not be permanent. As the 13th most visited website in the world, Mega Upload has vast financial resources and top-tier lawyers at their disposal.
The 13th.
We expect their website to be up soon. More details on this appalling act of corruption to be found here, and there's a link. I went to the link, and it took me to torrentfreak.com, and there is an article right there. It says, Mega Upload shut down by the feds, founder arrested. And you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paragraphs in. On the 6th paragraph, it says, an indictment unsealed today by the Department of Justice claims that Mega Upload has caused the entertainment industries more than $500 million in lost revenue and generated $175 million in criminal proceeds. Let's talk about that. So, the government's pissed, and the entertainment corporation fucktards are pissed because they've lost more than $500 million in supposed revenue, right? Well, in these hard times today, where nobody can even afford to take a fucking gas or put their kids through fucking school, who can afford to fucking spend money on entertainment today?
Nick Brown, thank you for dropping the digit. You're next.
Every way we possibly
Happy
can
710,
in our
bro.
lives. One of the easiest things to cut out is entertainment. You get on the internet and fucking find plenty of ways to entertain yourself. These motherfuckers in the government, they're worried about the entertainment industry is losing $500 million. Well, that means that there's $500 million in the pockets of Americans who need the fucking money a lot more than these corporate fucktards need, fucking jetting around in their fucking private jets and on their big fucking yachts, staffed with fucking you know, a whole staff of fucking people to run their fucking shit for them. They got fucking servants at their houses. They've got homes all over the goddamn world. And they're worried about some fucking downloads? Fuck you, Hollywood! Burn, motherfucker! Burn, Hollywood! Burn! Burn, Hollywood! Burn! Burn, motherfuckers!
That's where Hollywood...
Fuck Hollywood, man!
That's where fuck Hollywood came
Fuck
from.
Hollywood! Fuck Hollywood. Fuck Hollywood, man! Fuck Hollywood. I can't say it enough. Fuck Hollywood, man. Fuck Hollywood.
Flavor Flav.
Alright, I already did a Bond hit earlier, so I guess I can start putting it in.
I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna put it in.
Hey, all you guys that have been texting me and messaging me
Hey, ORF.
about cannabis chat.
ORF, let's just go ahead and pause right now. You got my
want to
messages
say
that I sent
thank
you on
you.
Twitter, bro? ORF. Did you get my messages on Twitter, bro? After you tweeted me some fucking space lasers coming out of the sky in France video? What did I fucking tell you about that shit? What did I tell you about that shit and tweeting me about your bullshit? Yeah. What did I fucking tell you about that, bro? Don't be tweeting your bullshit at me, bro. I don't want to see it. I don't want to know about it. Why the fuck you included my friends Graham Elwood and Ron Placone in that garbage tweet? I have no fucking idea, but you need to stop wasting my fucking time, bro. You disrespected all of us with that bullshit tweet. What the fuck are you even thinking? What are you even thinking? I told you not to do that. How dare you? Right, Enoch? How dare you? Did I get your messages I left on your other videos? No, Daniel, what's up? Please tell me you don't watch that stupid cunt. Well, you obviously do because you fucking shared her on social media. You felt it was really important to share her fucking video with Graham Elwood and Ron Placone and me. You know, the stupid cunt that is talking about fucking sky lasers over the French Ocean. I'm waiting, bro. I'm sitting here waiting for your fucking explanation. Happy 710. We already did 710, right? How dare you? How dare you? Stupid video? I want to know why you're watching that garbage and why you're thinking I would be interested in that garbage. And I want to know if you really think with that lady's... So you thought to include Ron Placone and Graham Elwood in a tweet of some bullshit video with me because I talked about some other dumb bitch with Jew lasers from the sky? So you thought that was somehow relevant to waste my friend's time with and waste my fucking time with? What's going on inside your mind, bro? Are you fucking kidding me? You got me fucking bowing up, bro. Holy shit. I rarely bow up. How dare you? How dare you? Don't do it again, man. I don't know how many more fucking times we're going to have this conversation. Don't do it again. That had absolutely no relevance or purpose except to make Ron Placone and Graham Elwood go, what the fuck is this? And me included. You know, we got actual shit going on right now, bro. There's channels getting struck left and right. We're going to talk about it, and you're tweeting about French laser lights? And some stupid cunt that you watch on YouTube? Bro! You watch that stupid cunt on YouTube? No, I don't have a problem with lasers. Actually, I think lasers are cool. You know, I don't have a problem with lasers. I am not anti-laser. Or sharks with lasers mounted on their heads. Very cool. Number 2. No, James McFarland, I'm afraid you've misread me. Come on, give me some more, man. I'm ready for some more of your banter, Steven. Oh, Orf. I'm sorry, Orf. That's all you got? I get where you're coming from. Of course you do, because it makes total fucking sense. You know, I sit here and I bust my ass to get you guys access to these people so he can fucking take a dump on them with his rabbit hole cunt hole bullshit. I mean, understand, Orf, you know, for Graham Elwood and Ron Placone and me, you tweeted something completely out of context. Do you realize that? When you retweet something, it usually means you support it, you know, or you put an explanation as to talking about how fucked up and stupid it is. Something like that. It's called fucking communicating. Just learn how to fucking do it right, Orf. Good evening. I'm just saying, man, learn how to fucking do shit. I sometimes I wonder what I'm dealing with over there. Sometimes I wonder what was going through your mind. How did you source that fucking video out, bro? That's my biggest question. I think that's got me the angriest is that you even fucking found that shit on the internet. The left is Democrats, so why are they getting concerned? Because they're getting shut down, bro. And you know, the left isn't Democrats. I mean, Democrats are on the left, but there's a lot of left-leaning people that aren't Democrats, Stacey. Right? What you mean to say is the Democrats are the left. Well, they're supposed to be. For the most part. They're actually not. But they're supposed to be. You got it backwards. You've got Democrats and left confused, Stacey. If he does it again, that he's done, the irrelevant shit is a waste of time and shows where his mind is. Tell Orf that. He's trying. He's trying. But he's not trying his best. And I know he can do better. And that's, you know, that and the fact that you are somehow watching a video with that stupid cunt. That stupid fucking cunt. What the fuck are you doing watching? I bet you watched the whole fucking video too. And I bet you believed all that. I bet you think she's some kind of a expert or a scientist too, don't you? Don't you? That's the thing that's got me, bro. You know, where the fuck did you find that? Just tell me, how'd you find the video? I'm just kind of wondering, man. How did you find that fucking video? Just answer my question. How did you find that video? How did you, well, tell me, you say the word no. Just tell me how you found it. I'm glad. I'm glad you said no. Because I hope you said no to you watching the whole fucking video and believing all that shit. How did you find it? It was in the feed? Why is that bullshit coming up in your YouTube feed, bro? Are you following that stupid cunt's channel? Dude, how the fuck do I do this to my goddamn beard brush? Nobody's even doing that to their beard brush anymore, pal. He said no. Yeah, he said no. That's good. It's good. That's the right answer. And that's the fucking answer I was hoping for. Is that he's not following that stupid cunt, that he's not paying attention to her. Now ask yourself this. Why the fuck would you share her video on the goddamn internet instead of sharing mine? Wouldn't it be better to share my fucking video with Graham and Ron than that stupid cunt's? Why would you fucking waste a tweet and risk getting, blocked by either of them because you're sending some nonsense bullshit that makes no sense to them at all? They have no idea why you sent them that video. You sent them just some stupid... Isn't Orf like 11 years old having fun spewing fake news? No, Orf is older. Old retired fucker, ORF. I'm working on the beard. I'm working on it. Thank you for the compliment. I do appreciate that so much. It's all I got. Sam Sheen. I like that name. Sam Sheen. How come I only see your comments on your screen? Sam, because I'm broadcasting to a bunch of different channels simultaneously. Here we go. So I have software that bounces all of the channels I'm broadcasting to back to here. So hopefully this is big enough so you can see those chats. I do share yours with them and more. Well, when you poison the well, people will no longer drink from it. Does that make sense to you, Orf, what I just said? What you just said to me is, hey man, I've been drawing the water from the well, bro. I've been giving it to them. Yeah, but now you've poisoned it. You've tainted it. So what good is that? Right? I knew you would. Thank you. Understand, bro, the way I reacted to you on Twitter, I was fucking outraged at you. And that was not being in character, bro. That was me, the real guy, being outraged at you for what you did. I was so fucking embarrassed by you that you had sent that to Ron Placone and Graham Elwood and me. Man, I was so fucking embarrassed. I was like, why are you doing this? What are you fucking thinking? You didn't even put an explanation as to why you did it. You think, bro, let me ask you a serious question, okay? And I want you to be honest with me. Orf, do you really think that Graham Elwood and Ron Placone watch my show ever? Answer that. Do you think Ron Placone one day is sitting there with his wife and his cat Lucy, and he's like, hey man, let's tune in to Trendy As Dabbers, let's tune in to Nays Garden and see what he's podcasting about today? You think Graham Elwood ever does that? You think he ever tunes in? Yeah, I bet you think they do. Well, guess what, Orf? They don't. They don't watch my show. They never watch my show. They're not interested in it. They don't have time for it, and they don't watch it. So when you tweet something like that at them, that they would have no idea where the fuck it's coming from. See, that was the premise. The mistake that you made was you actually think that, dude, I show you the fucking numbers of my show. Dude, I show you the numbers. I mean, granted, right now it does say 0. I mean, there's nobody watching, bro, let alone Ron and Graham. They're not watching my show. They're not paying attention. They're not going to get a fucking inside joke. This is just the fucking common sense, bro. you can really fuck shit up for us, man. You know, by doing something stupid like that. And I'm keeping it real. And then I got you coming up behind me and undercutting me. By not keeping it real. And floating some cunt. Some stupid cunt. Like that. Johnny says, can you please stop yelling, old man? John, I'm getting an impression, Johnny, right now. You know what it is? I think that you actually want me to keep yelling. Am I right, Johnny? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear back from you. You understand, sorry? I accept your apology, Orf. I do. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not fucking yelling. Jesus fucking Christ. I still have half my vocal cords left. I'm not yelling. Johnny says, shut up. Johnny, you're rude, aren't you? You're a baby if you think he's yelling. You don't ever watch Nay if you don't want him yelling. That's kind of his thing. Look at that younger Nay. A younger, fatter, more double-chinned Nay. Did I have anything else to say?
Because, man, if you guys want to know who my fucking friends are, and you guys want to know who the people are who are not my friends, then that makes you, sir, my friend. And I appreciate that. I really love when my trendies are looking out for my shit, man. When they're like, dude, who are the people that treat you like shit? I don't want to fucking be talking to them.
Ryan,
Thank
what's up?
you.
What's up,
Fuck
son?
those fuckers. Fuck those fucktards. They don't deserve your friendship, man. They've lost that fucking opportunity.
Hey, Ross.
So I've got a whole little script. All you gotta do is hit me up, and I'll copy and paste it and tell you who all the dicktards are in Cannabis Jack. Fuck the dicktards, man. There's so many nice people in there.
I got a copy and paste of all the douchebags. Oh my god, I gotta let Haspy see that. He would laugh his ass off if he saw that I did that. Oh my god, then I've got a list.
This is for all the Americans
I've got a list
who took $500 million in entertainment fees away from Hollywood this year. Thank you. Keep it up.
You have rooms in your house named after me? Thank you. Oh, Johnny. Oh, I thought you were talking to me. I was like, well, thank you. I should read sentences from the beginning, huh? Fucking ADHD, man. Reading sentences backwards and shit. Looking good. It's a little creepy. That dark hair is a little creepy, man. And that's not color. That was my natural hair color.
Fuck Hollywood, man.
I like the gray better. I like the salt. I like the salt and pepper. I like the salt.
Man.
Fuck corporations. Fuck censorship.
I mean, for reals?
Ooh,
What the fuck are they thinking?
I'm about to get real here. I'm gonna pay attention.
So, you lost $500 million in entertainment fees last year, and now you want to come pull down the source of our entertainment? And now you think that's going to send us running out to the movies to go drop another $10 bill on your bullshit movies? They're all the fucking same now. Your movies fucking suck, Hollywood. I don't even watch new movies anymore.
Fuck yeah. Fuck new movies, man. The only reason you'd have to watch new movies is because you're a fucking kid and you weren't around to see all the original movies, that all the movies that come out today are completely, totally copied from. That's the only reason you have to watch a movie today.
Keep rehashing old shit. If it's not another fucking...
I love this guy! I love this guy!
Play on fucking... some other fucking bullshit that's already happened. So, fuck you, Hollywood. And you know what? You can take your $500 million and stick it up your fucking tight asses, jetting around. And fucking, I think about that motherfucker, Puff Daddy, in that Chirac fucking video.
Oh yeah!
All those fucking people all dressed up in tuxedos.
Oh fuck
and
yeah!
drinking
The
fucking
vodka
Chirac and champagne and fucking caviar, and they're all fucking rich excessively rich. And I think about people like that, fucking entertainers that are just fucking flagrantly throwing their money around like that, and I just say, fuck you, Puff Daddy.
Fuck you, Puff Daddy.
420 legalize everywhere. Please hit subscribe. Please hit subscribe, hit subscribe, hit subscribe, hit subscribe.
Dude, I gotta say, that was masterful. That was well played by me. I caught me off guard just now. That was great. Holy shit. What else we got here? Maker drops PewDiePie, but refuses to release Trendy as ever. Hey, here we go. Well, this is only 3 years ago? Okay, I was hoping to find older shit than this, but this one's from 3 years ago. That picture was taken, oh my God, that's John, Lumberjack John's house. No, that's my house. It's my house in the background. I remember taking that picture.
For viewing pleasure, we shall be talking about certain subjects and
Topics.
things today. I get such a kick out
Who
of
am I smoking for?
Facebook and the political argument that still ensues over Hillary, Bernie, Donald Trump. It's just it's amazing for me to that I still get into arguments with people over
Steve
why
Running,
Donald
cheers,
Trump is
bro.
our president. And people are still in denial about the DNC cheating Bernie Sanders out of the election, or CNN, or MSNBC, or the Young Turks, or anybody else out there who ignored Bernie for so long. Even the Young Turks, yeah, so many people, they just ignored Bernie. You know, and so many people opted to show empty Trump podiums instead of Bernie actually speaking. That's why he lost. The DNC cheating him. You know, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, Donna Brazile, they're a bunch of fucking cheaters and liars. Good morning, Shayna Lynn. Good morning. Hello, everybody. Yeah, let me say hi to everybody. Sativa Shooter Chosen. What's up, guys? Joel, off script. Fuck that guy. He ain't getting no fucking sympathy from me. That is fucking weird. You blaming me that your dog died? Really? I'm on the West Coast. You're on the fucking East Coast, and you're blaming me because your dog died? Fuck you, you fucking weird motherfucker. How the fuck is this my fault?
Hey, Zane. Amy heard coughing. I wonder if I was not talking about censorship on this video. I want to find one where I'm just totally talking about it. Old one.
Stop, drop, and glob. There you go.
Jimmy's live.
Cheers, honey.
Happy 710, everybody. Cheers.
Yeah, a week? Nothing changed. It didn't even do anything. Is that okay? Can we go with this? Or let me ask Mark. See how it sounds.
How'd you guys like that transition?
It sounds like there's a fan blowing right on his
10,
microphone.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold on a quick second.
Looks like he's got a conch shell up to his ear.
It stopped right now.
Is it better now?
I punched the neighbor's cow and it's your fault. Wants to talk about it. They're too afraid to say something.
Is it
Wait,
okay now, Mark?
Amy.
Listen.
Whoa.
Can you hear it?
Amy, no one wants to talk about what? You know, This is the kind of shit I'm always willing to talk about almost everything. So what are you talking about, Amy? All I heard was coughing and a bit jealous. It's your fault. My dog died in July. Amy says, nobody wants to talk about it or they're too afraid to say something. Someone prove me wrong. Nay, you're the shit. Always love your shows. Amy, I'm just a little confused. I don't exactly understand.
So Graham is muted, and we're still getting that. So
Oh, Graham's coming on Jimmy's show.
okay. Oh, yeah, Jordan is with us too. Okay.
You wanna see if Jordan needs to mute it if it's coming from that?
Oh, okay. All right, here we go. I think it's going to be okay.
All right.
Okay, and if it's not, Mark, call me and let me know if it's not okay. But I think it'll be okay. Okay. All right, ready? Hi, everybody. Welcome to the. We got a great live show coming up. We're going to talk about Newsweek.
We got here just in time.
Blatantly lying in favor of Joe Biden. That's sort of
I have to
weird.
switch my YouTube channel.
Also, we got censorship happening.
Huh.
We got super censorship happening again, and I'm going to bring in. So here's what happened.
Everybody's talking about it. So I love it.
So Jordan Cheriton, friend of the show, he got again another strike from YouTube for stuff. Well, here it is. Now you've taken down Status Quo and John Farina's photos, historic footage from the Capitol attack, claiming it's spam or advances false claims of widespread fraud, errors, or glitches in the 2020 election. Are you kidding? And there it says right there, hi, we wanted to let you know our team reviewed your content, and we think it violates our spam, deceptive practices, and scams policy. We know you may not have realized
It's
this
because
was a
of Don.
violation.
They probably got Donald Trump
So
recorded in the background
he
talking.
said, I know your algorithm is meant to suppress independent media channels, but let me break it down for you. Journalists shooting a violent mob brainwashed into thinking the election was stolen is not content that advances false claims of widespread election fraud. And then explain to the masses why you are doing a mass purge of independent channels, live stream footage, but not touching CNN or MSNBC and other corporate channels who have the exact same footage. So that's happening again. We told you that happened once before to Jordan Sheridan. They stopped his live stream when he was at a right-wing rally, a pro-Second Amendment rally, and so he was covering it as a journalist. They knocked his stream down saying you can't show guns on a live stream, even though guns are legal in America. And I guess if you show a cop, that would be illegal too, because cops all have guns. Then also a good friend of the show, Graham Elwood, YouTube censorship has hit me again, this time really hard. Was it the JFK talk with Lee Camp or calling out the people with Epstein's ties? Anyway, America is not a democracy, and it hasn't been one for decades. And here's what they sent, Graham. It says, your channel is no longer eligible to monetize. After reviewing your application, we found that your channel doesn't follow all of YouTube's monetization policies. What should you do next? Well, we found that your channel contains the following: harmful content. Content that focuses on controversial issues and that is harmful to viewers. So you're not allowed to focus on controversial issues because that would be harmful to viewers. I don't know how. So anyway, there it is. Harmful content that focuses on controversial issues that is harmful to viewers. Now this is chilling what's happening. Let me bring in the two people involved with this. First, let's bring in former MSNBC, Fox News, and TYT reporter. He is the creator of the YouTube channel Status Quo. Reporters for Status Quo were on the ground live streaming during the Capitol insurgency. He is Jordan Cheriton. Hello, Jordan. How are you?
Hey, Jimmy. Thanks for having me.
And we also bring on the political vigilante. He's on a YouTube show with Lee Camp called Government Secrets. And it's a friend of the show, Graham Elwood. Hi, Graham. How are you?
I'm good, Jimmy. Thanks for having me. It's great to live in the deep state.
I'm
of
going to
America.
super chat. I got to
So,
switch accounts really quick.
Let's start
to do
with it is great. I know. So Jordan, let's start with you. Tell me what happened to the video from one of your reporters who was at the Capitol insurrection.
Yeah, this morning I woke up to a lot of snow and
Oops, we're going to miss that great intro, that great setup from Jordan
live
Sheridan.
stream that I believe had several 100,000 live views. It was from January 6th, the Capitol attack.
I'm just going to do a super chat
John
really quick.
Farina, who's a
Bear with me,
freelance
guys.
videographer who's done great work for us, put his life on the line. I mean, literally, COVID, armed militias there. He was right in the thick of it, shooting for at least an hour and a half, 2 hours live as those supporters of Trump stormed the Capitol. It was good enough to be up for, 2-3 weeks. It was used, the footage was used all over the place. CNN, MSNBC, New York Times, BBC, Showtime, ABC, NBC. I mean, we licensed it all over the place. Those corporate outlets using the same footage, it's still up for them. For us, I got a message that it could be spam. It violated their spam policy, or it helped advance false election claims. I mean, I literally, for months on Status Quo, have been debunking the false election fraud claims related to Trump. But somehow YouTube sees just the act of us streaming what happened at the Capitol, which again was used everywhere, and props to John Farina for doing that. They took it down, and I don't really know what's next. This is the second live stream they've taken down after the fact. One they took down while we were live. Obviously, Graham is now demonetized, so I told my partner today we better start preparing for the worst.
That's chilling. You already went through this. That same video that your guy took has been used ubiquitously all over the news media. But they came for you, an independent news source. Graham, tell us what happened to your channel this morning.
Well, it was actually late last night. I was just checking my YouTube stats, and all of a sudden there's this banner above it that said you are no longer eligible to monetize your channel. And I was like, wait, what? And so I took that screenshot that you showed. I tweeted that last night, and I checked the harmful
Boom.
content is
Super
anything.
chat up.
It can be anything that's controversial.
$104.20.
So my whole back catalog, you're talking about over 2,000 videos, 2,500 videos, because I've been doing my show for 4 years now. None of them can have ads on them, not one. I just went live earlier today as a test to double check my suspicions, which were accurate. People can now
Ron Zombie
do
says,
super
"What's up,
chats
Nay?"
on my show. They can't when I'm live streaming. They can't, which is a big, as you know, it's a big part of the revenue of doing a YouTube show. They basically knocked out my ability. People who have YouTube Premium memberships. So the viewers might not know this. If you have a YouTube Premium membership and you watch any YouTube video, Jimmy, Jordan, myself, we get some money from that. Now we don't even get any. So I get $0, and there's no way I can make any money on any of my videos on YouTube. And this just happened arbitrarily last night. They said my producer and I looked into it. I can appeal it March 3rd. So they've, at the very least, have knocked out a month. And I go live, on YouTube probably 4 or 5 days a week. And then I drop 15 to 20 clips a week, which all make money. They're all monetized, not anymore. And, I've got back catalog of videos, especially covering the Epstein story, that have hundreds of thousands of views and continue to get hundreds of thousands of views. And that's all gone.
So, let me ask this to both of you. Do you think this is, because I do, do you think the Biden administration we're entering into a new world of censorship that is going to be urged on by the left and by Joe Biden's administration?
Absolutely. I mean, Biden, if you remember at the end of the campaign, any questions about his son, Hunter Biden, who, by the way, if you read the news, more and more corrupt things are coming out about Hunter Biden and Jim Biden, Biden's brother. Biden reacted to that as Russian disinformation. So they deflected on any tough questions pertaining to his family's financial ties, basically gaslighting you that it was Russian disinformation. And he's got a lot of former President Obama's advisors now in his White House that were all about
You guys are all saying hi.
surveillance state. They wanted to prosecute Edward Snowden. They, if they could, wanted to bring Julian Assange back in. They just didn't take the step like Trump did. So absolutely, I think Biden, frankly, I don't even think is running the ship for the most part. I think he's got former Obama and Clinton hands running the ship, and they are 100%. They take money and hoard money from Silicon Valley. Chuck Schumer does too, whose daughter, by the way, worked at Facebook for a while. Yeah, they are in the tank for Silicon Valley, and
104.20,
as
yeah.
such are for purging any alternative voices.
Yeah, people forget Joe Biden was part of the Barack Obama administration, which prosecuted more journalists certainly than Donald Trump did using the Espionage Act. So a much bigger actual threat to journalism is Joe Biden and the Democrats. Graham, are you? How disgusted are you by the people on the left who have been cheering this on? Now, the Young Turks have been cheering this on ever since Alex Jones. Then they never got the message. And they're still for it. They're still for doing stuff like this. They have the most subscribers on YouTube. I don't believe their numbers at all, but especially since they get less live streamers than we do. But they're supposedly the biggest voice on the left, and they've always been pro censorship. They've been anti Julian Assange, which we've showed that here. They said if they couldn't trust Julian Assange anymore. Graham, what do you feel about the left's role in this? Do you feel like you're a victim of the left, sort of?
No, I think like the resistance is great, and I just love the Democratic Party, and it's great being
He's so
punished
sarcastic and funny.
censored by people with rainbow flags. It makes me feel better. No, I mean this is the problem of this vote any blue will do
That was
crowd.
good.
Let's just
Enoch,
call
this
it
one's for
blue
you, son.
MAGA. They're just as insane as the Trump supporter that says, "Oh, Trump never lies," and yet these people are totally okay. This is the problem with this duopoly: is it creates this team mentality to where either team completely abandons critical thinking skills. It's like when Bush
Enoch,
was dropping
cheers.
bombs in the Middle East and the illegal war in Iraq, everyone on the left was pissed off. When Obama did it, hey, it's okay. And I really think that, we all said this when the Capitol attack happened 3-4 weeks ago, that they're going to use this as an excuse for Patriot 2.0. And it was like, but that was awful what happened. Yeah, it was awful. All of the things that everybody did at the Capitol, there's already laws on the books to prosecute them. They broke and entered, they brought weapons, they threatened people. There's already laws on the books. But now they're going to use it for anybody. I mean, Jordan is a great example. His news footage is everyone's used that footage. They all have similar. They all show that, so they all should be demonetized. What happened? One of the things I think that led up to this is, so I do government secrets with Lee Camp, and I post that on my YouTube show and on Lee's YouTube show. On Lee's YouTube show, they put this banner underneath it because the last 2 episodes we've talked about the JFK assassination and some glaring holes in it. And Lee was referencing this book, and underneath it they put this banner saying, to verify the truth, based on WikiLeaks, Lee Harvey Oswald assassinated JFK. Like, fact. Like, oh, the most disputed, controversial assassination of the last 100 years. YouTube just goes, nope, fact. And those two, and Lee and I have been doing this show. We've done 26, 27 episodes, and we've been doing this show since July. Our least watched episodes just happen to be our last 2 ones talking about JFK, and then,
Hey, Brian.
Weird, I get demonetized.
Cheers, everybody.
So,
Enoch or
and
Nick.
the left going
Cheers.
along with this is why we've been screaming about Julian Assange. Like, this is important. This is this. And when these so-called fake progressives like TYT or any of these boutique left candy ass applesauce eating crybabies, they just have no problem when this happens. And now look, I'm literally, my show is harmful content. So I guess pushing Russiagate for 4 years, like the corporate media did, that wasn't harmful. When the corporate media talks about how did this happen at the Capitol, it's like, hey, look in the mirror. Like, you guys said that the 2016 election was fake. You pushed that as a fact. It's fake. It was so then when now the Republicans say, oh, it was fake, they're crazy, but you're right. I mean,
I think that we have QAnon on the right. We have the election was stolen on the right. We have the election was overthrown by Russia. That Keith Olbermann, that we know we've been a victim of a bloodless coup. That was mainstream news everywhere. It was garbage, and I didn't think anybody should be deplatformed because of it. That's censorship. But here we are. There again, when someone does it on the right, something just as egregious, they want to censor it and deplatform it. I think it's just as crazy. I think, how about we don't have censorship? I think both of you would agree with that, no?
It's Jimmy's jar.
Yeah, I would. I'd also say,
I took pictures of it.
I don't know, but there's like a million JFK assassination documentaries, books, like newsletters. It's a whole industry. And there's been documentaries on like ABC 2020.
You can't talk about that! How dare you talk about things?
It's just preposterous, this whole controversial
I
content.
told
What
them.
it really means is controversial for their
I said
advertisers.
it's
That's
hit
what it
me,
means. Because
and it's gonna
the
hit you
issues that
too.
They're labeling as controversial, I mean, are not controversial like in, well, some of them are, but most of them are discussed and have books and movies and documentaries. The famous movie from Oliver Stone, JFK, they didn't ban that one. They tried to discredit it. So it's just amazing because honestly, I go out and cover, water poisoning in poor communities or pipeline fights. Is that eventually going to be too controversial for YouTube? We're beyond the slippery slope. We're off the cliff.
Barack Obama said the water was okay in Flint. So if you reported opposite that, Jordan, you would be considered giving disinformation, right?
It seems so. And by the way, we talked about this last time, but all of these Silicon Valley companies are part of the revolving door. Their executives used to work on Capitol Hill. They use, Facebook's, one of Facebook's communications person used to be a flack for the DCCC. A lot of, Twitter, I think, communications person used to work with Vice President Kamala
Jimmy's
Harris.
32-ounce
They're
shark.
not exactly, nonpartisan individuals at these Silicon Valley companies doing this.
What's up? What's
And,
up?
yeah,
What's up?
It's really, at this point, very clear. And there's a correlation as Medicare for All
Oh yeah,
becomes more
I support the
popular, in part
truth.
because of independent news sources.
I support
telling
these
the truth
guys are
about it.
getting
As
they're
more and
being
more people get
muzzled,
access
just
to
like
their
me. I know
government,
exactly how it
more
feels.
talk about a
I'm
general
in,
strike
I'm in a
that you
position
really
to
see
throw them
mostly
money,
on independent
you know,
shows.
and
All of a
inspire,
sudden,
hopefully inspire
there's a
other
crackdown
people to
on
throw
these
them money.
independent shows.
I want to add to this too. Like Jordan brings up great points, and again, the excuses they're using, like, oh, we need to censor. These laws are on the books. Me saying
People don't like Jordan.
I don't like you. I hope you die. That's protected speech. Me saying I'm going to kill you, that's not protected speech. I'm making a threat. You can call the police. If I say, wow.
Here, watch what I'm going to say about the
it'd be a real
combo
shame if
couch.
everybody, if something bad happened and I'm being sarcastic, that's protected speech. If I say, hey, everybody, go get that guy. That's not protected speech. That law is already on the books. So
I support the convo's
he
right
says
to
you
make
don't
stuff
need
up.
An extra law and justification.
I
for
said that in the chat.
censorship. I think Alex Jones is crazy. You know what I do? I don't watch his channel. I don't subscribe to him. I don't like what he has to say, but he has a right to say that stuff.
Exactly.
Unless he breaks the law.
Exactly.
And there's clear distinctions between what is protected speech and what isn't. And now they're just saying anything.
Exactly.
So now, look, if they say, they're saying they can make anyone a domestic terrorist. They can make the Sunrise Movement when they sat outside
Correct.
Nancy Pelosi's doorway.
I could be a
They're
terrorist.
terrorists.
Anybody.
They're holding the Capitol. They're dangerous.
I know.
That's exact. Oh my God, Graham! I completely forgot about that.
I
That is
want to
such
go
an
back and
excellent
find
point.
an old
They
one.
could say that that's violence. You're encouraging violence by saying that we should go protest at Nancy Pelosi's
But I'd rather
office.
hear this right
That's breaking and entering. That's violence. So they could do. Well, the reason why the crazy part about when they deplatformed Donald Trump from Twitter. Twitter said they pointed to the tweet that they used for justifying it was that he said he wasn't going to attend the inauguration. They said that is a message to his followers to go ahead and commit violence. Joe Biden agreed with them. They asked Joe Biden he was giving a speech and he goes, somebody asked me, and they said Donald Trump's not going to attend the inauguration. That's the one thing we agree on 100%. And that's the reason they get, so something the president-elect agrees with and the current president agree with. Twitter said, no, we're taking you. That's what was fucking crazy. Because what that revealed was anything could be considered a threat of violence. Anything could be considered hate speech. And by the way, as soon as those Reddit guys were able to screw over those hedge funds, they found hate speech in their threads, and they deplatformed them. So again,
Right.
the people on the left who pushing this, and again, I just have to go back to all the arguments I had with the Young Turks. They're completely pro-censorship because they're completely corporate, and they know they'll never be censored. The Young Turks will never, ever do anything that goes against the establishment. They'll never tell you the truth about war. They push war. They'll never do anything that pushes up against. They're pro-Democratic Party. They'll never do. So those people who push censorship, even as Anna Kasparian was censored when she did that show for Jacobin, they censored it. Facebook did. She's still pro-censorship. That's how crazy these people are.
Thank you, Orf. I see that in the chat. Thank you.
What I would like to tell YouTube, you know what is harmful? Harmful is lying to the public about Medicare for all, because that's what CNN does, and MSNBC does, and Fox News does on the regular. They lie about. Jake Tapper will still tell you that Medicare for all is more expensive than the current system we have. That's his position. You know what also is harmful? Saying everything is fine in Flint. That would be harmful to viewers, right? But that's what the mainstream media says, right, Jordan? That everything's okay in Flint. You know what's harmful to viewers? Saying the U.S. is a force for good around the world when we're setting the Middle East on fire. You know what else is fucking harmful to viewers? Downplaying climate change. That's also harmful to viewers. You know what's not harmful to viewers? Graham Elwood having a different theory than the government on an assassination of a president 60 years ago. You know what else is not harmful to viewers? Jordan Cheriton covering a news event. That is not harmful to viewers. But the stuff that they allow on the regular, CNN, MSNBC, Fox News,
Right on, Amy.
on the regular, that actually
Thank
is
you.
harmful to viewers. Now, Jordan, we already
So
talked
glad
about
to
this
hear them
the last
finally
time I had
talking
you on
about this.
About this. Because people kept saying you were calling for people to be deplatformed. You're not doing that, right?
Combo couch.
No, on the day of the Capitol attack, I said, like Fox News, OAN, these people that actually were cheering on Stop the Steal.
As long as we
I
have a
think
right
they
to
should be
speak
held
out against
accountable.
their
Do I think
speech,
that Twitter
and we're not
Facebook
hurting anybody.
and YouTube and Google, do I think Silicon Valley should be the judge, jury, and execution? No. I do think, like Graham said, there are courts. Frankly, I think all of these outlets, including the one we're on now, need to be regulated. I mean, they are public utilities. So if it is not for
Everyone's calling
Twitter
Jordan a
or
liar.
Google to determine if Graham is doing controversial content or violent content or anything, because Twitter and YouTube are part of the government. That's the reality. They are the government. These Silicon Valley platforms have bought off the government. So yeah, I see people saying I'm pro-censorship, this and that. I've always been consistent. I don't believe these platforms have the authority or morality to be deciding these things. And I'll also say, you mentioned GameStop. This whole thing about GameStop has been basically about Wall Street has been rigging the game. They've been speculated and driving up stocks or down stocks. Google is doing the same exact thing. Their algorithm is not a natural algorithm. It is intentionally
Nick Brown
driving. I mean,
has
CNN
been
used to get
talking
a couple
about
thousand
censorship.
views.
He also
Now
led
they
me
get
to you guys, and I'm
millions,
so
where
thankful.
Graham's channel,
Nicholas
my
Brown,
channel,
thank you for
free.
that in the chat.
That, this censorship, them changing their algorithm to flood your feed with CNN and Fox News. Now we're hidden in a cave, but these channels are elevated because that's who advertisers approve. So this whole system, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, it's all rigged because it is being decided by Mark Zuckerberg, Jack Dorsey, Jeff Bezos, who stepped down today. He owns Twitch. It's not. They are rigging the information war, basically.
And so what this is the equivalent of happening is that if AT&T got to say, hey, you know what, we're not going to let Graham Elwood and Jordan Cheriton use their phone anymore because we didn't like what they were saying on their phone. That's the or we think they're using their phones to plan protests or riots, so we're going to take their phone away. So you can't do that. That's what you would have to go to court to do that. And that's what we're saying YouTube and Twitter and Facebook should be. It's just like the printing press. It should be considered a public utility, and that meaning it's then regulated, meaning you can't take it away from somebody willy-nilly, that they get due process. And that's what I'm advocating for. That's what I've always advocated for. And just like everybody has said here, if someone's breaking the law, there's already law enforcement agencies.
Cheers, or
if somebody's breaking the law, there's already laws to take care of that and a process to take care of that. So go ahead. Graham, I interrupted. Go ahead.
Well, it's an excellent point. I mean, again, more evidence. The Department of Justice, the FBI, has already arrested several hundred people from the Capitol thing because they have video evidence. These are the laws they broke. Okay, great. These are the laws they broke. And again, Jordan makes a great point. If anybody was advocating on Fox or OAN or whatever for this, and there's already laws.
Jordan piloted the Jew lasers in the sky.
How corrupt it is. Some of the videos I've done in the last week, which I'm sure hadn't led up to this demonetization, as I've talked about all the money Janet Yellen has gotten. Right?
Dude, I've been writing the funniest shit.
$10,000 from
Let's
Citadel.
censor for 1 minute.
Citadel pays
All right, bye,
Robinhood
Amy.
a lot of money. They get
Oh, sorry,
they're
you're
all in
leaving.
business together, right? So
We're
when
at
that got
Vine.
shut down, also
The chat, oh my god, it's so funny.
then I did a video showing how Jen Psaki, the new press secretary for Biden, was asked a direct question. Does Janet Yellen...
Everyone's like, Jordan's a liar, Jordan's a liar, Jordan's a liar.
Should she recuse herself was the direct question because she...
Jordan only cares when it happens to him.
She's going to be
Lying,
watching
Jordan.
what's going on with
It's
everything
okay
with
to
Robinhood
say
and GameStop.
you were
And
wrong.
Since she got money from Citadel, should she recuse herself? That was the question. Jen Psaki avoided the question. She just said, "Oh well." First of all, she has she's the new Secretary of Treasurer, so of course she should oversee it. Not the question. We all know that's to happen. But and then she
Someone said this is probably
but,
Jimmy's last
separate
show,
from
right?
GameStop, she's very renowned in her field and deserves to get the money. That's not the question. You're trying to make it like, it was so funny. It was a female reporter.
Who
It was
was
a
it who
male
said
reporter.
that?
I'm sure she would have played the sexist card.
Brad
You don't
Berry.
think women deserve a lot of money or whatever nonsense she would have played. But it was like, no. Should she recuse herself because she got paid by Citadel? Also, Google, that also paid Janet Yellen for part of that $7 million of total speaking fees. Here's what Google did. There was all these one-star reviews of Robinhood after they told people they couldn't contribute to capitalism because it was hurting hedge funds. Google pulled those one-star reviews down. So you can't sit here and tell me we have a fair system at all. Janet Yellen is corrupt. The Biden administration is corrupt, as was the Trump administration. And all these hedge funds, they lost billions of dollars. They got beat. Everything the Reddit group did was legal.
So this idea that we got rid of corruption because Donald Trump is gone, we just got bigger and bolder corruption. The idea that somehow Joe Biden, Janet Yellen, and Kamala Harris are less corrupt than Donald Trump is a joke. And we're seeing it right now. Joe Biden's done way more nefarious stuff in government over his 40 years than Donald Trump did. And Glenn Greenwald proved that in his article. I mean, unbelievable stuff that Joe Biden... And right now, look, it's right... Imagine if Trump was doing that. What do you think the response would be if Trump's incoming Secretary of the Treasury was paid $800,000 by Citadel, which is now caught up in this Wall Street rigging system? People would be well, I'll ask the question. What do you think they would be doing, Jordan?
Thanks, Orf. I see that.
Oh, they would be pitchforks and guillotines. I mean, let's be serious. And I also think there's an element. I'm curious what you think, Jimmy. I mean, at the end of the day, they waited till Trump was leaving to purge him. What they could, I mean, by their standard, they should have gotten rid of him when he was retweeting, the stars that they put, the yellow stars that they put on Jews during the Holocaust. They should have gotten rid of him when he was calling for Muslims to be banned from the country. They didn't because they knew if they did that, then Trump might actually go forward with trying to regulate Twitter, Google, and these outlets. Now they're trying to purge all these outlets because they want to placate the Biden administration, so so they won't be regulated. Most of this is a play against regulation of these companies, and they basically play to whoever is in office, whether it be Trump or now Biden, targeting their enemies.
People are calling Jordan anti-Semitic. He's Jewish.
I mean,
I love that.
I get that news outlets like The Intercept are going to censor at behalf of their access journalism, right? They're going to
Yeah.
they're going to censor.
Jimmy,
a
sometimes that
legit
happens,
Story
Jimmy.
about Hunter Biden and Joe Biden, and to the point where the Pulitzer, their best reporter, leaves that organization. I get that they're going to do that, but the fact that these platforms, Google, the most the most profitable company maybe in the history of the world. It now controls all the information, and people don't understand that that's an inherent problem. That Google and Facebook control 70 to 80% of the news feed that Americans get. That is a huge problem. Why? Because then they can control the culture, and then there's no debate. And the whole point about having free speech is so you can dissent from the narrative that's being pushed. You can dissent from the conventional wisdom. And so this idea of YouTube saying, no, we have the facts, and if you veer from these facts, you're having bad thought. And so we're going to censor you for having bad thought. That's what YouTube, I mean, this is Orwell. And this idea that because they're a private company, they can do this, well, it shouldn't be a private. So is AT&T. They still can't take away your fucking phone. So that shouldn't be allowed. And so, and I'm sick of people hiding behind the gay pride flag, being pro-censorship. That's disgusting. And that's happening all over the place. So, I don't know. Go ahead.
I also think in the example of The Intercept, too, I mean, full disclosure, I've been working on some investigations for them. I appreciate them working with me on them. But with the Glenn example, I mean, Glenn had said, why don't I do my piece on Hunter Biden, and you, the editor, or whichever reporters disagree, do a rebuttal piece. I mean, that's what the New York Times has done for a long time. You have a column for something and a column giving the alternative, something not factual, which they didn't, would just let Glenn, who founded the outlet, write his piece, and have Jim Risen or whomever else give the rebuttal. So it kind of lends credence to we're talking about real censorship or hardcore censorship with Graham and me, and in the case of corporate media, I mean, that's just the day-to-day censorship. They don't want things out there that could make them look like they committed the cardinal sin of potentially harming Joe Biden before the election.
And so I just want to let everyone know what is the larger umbrella of what is happening under censorship. What has happened is Donald Trump got elected in 2016 because neoliberalism is indefensible. So people would no longer vote for the people who represented neoliberalism. After 8 years of a black guy screwing them and propping up the banks while their lives got worse, they were done. And so the establishment can't say, hey, this is end-stage capitalism and the gig is up and nobody will vote for this shit anymore. What they had to do was go, the reason why we got Donald Trump as president is because of we need more censorship and control over the message, because an outside actor, which is exactly what dictators always do, they say an outside actor is trying to give us bad information, so we have to censor for you. And that's exactly where this is coming from. Donald Trump's election was the canary in the coal mine. Neoliberalism's days are over. And so now here it is again. And so they have to just censor. That this is the desperate moves. This is the desperate moves of an ending of an empire in decline, and they can no longer defend their neoliberalism. Again, before COVID, 80% of people lived paycheck to paycheck. That's before COVID. So just imagine the kind of pain that's happening in the country right now. And the Democrats aren't doing anything to help you. In fact, they're going to say, wait for a whole nother month, and then we'll get around to it. We'll get around to maybe doing something. They're the only party that could give you a relief check and make everybody hate you anyway. That's how fucked up this country is. So we live in a failed state. And there's going to be more censorship. And there's going to be more assholes on the left cheering it on. And fuck those people. And you know exactly who they are. And so if you're for censorship, you're not on the left. If you're for censorship, you're actually a right-wing extremist. If you're for censorship, you're a right-wing extremist. Just so you know. And I don't care what your identity is. If you are for censorship, you're a right-wing extremist. You're not a member of the left, and everybody fucking sees it now. And of course, that to anybody who thinks TYT is still on the left is a fucking chump. They are corporate 100% straight up. They got rid of everybody who was worth a shit over there, and now they're even against Medicare for all. They even kneecapped hashtag forced to vote right out in the open. Their own audience was against it, was for forced to vote. They went against their own audience. That's what $24 million in right-wing cash will do for you. Is there anything I didn't cover?
Well, I just want to say this. So people have been asking, like, so Graham, what do we do? My audience, and we have a lot of, our 3 shows all have a little bit of an overlapping audience. And I tell people this is why
I'd say so.
I tell people to go to rockfin.com. We're all on there. It's blockchain, it's cryptocurrency, and they don't censor us over there. They don't cut my live streams. And, I've been telling people, like, vote with your dollars, man. And signing up for Rockfin's free. And then the premium is $10 a month, and you get all of my premium: Jordan's, Jimmy's, Richard Medhurst, Whitney Webb, Lee Camp, Ron Pacone, and the list goes on of people that are on that platform. So that's I always say vote with your dollars. I mean, I was so inspired by the GameStop, Wall Street Bets group. I was like, that was the most inventive piece of activism I've ever seen. Nobody got shot with a rubber bullet. Nobody got beaten. Nobody got hit with the tear gas, and they took somewhere in the neighborhood of $70-some billion away from hedge funds, and which, like, hey, thoughts and prayers for the billionaires. So I think we got to just be inventive, because America is a failed state. This is a collapsing empire. This is on the crumbling foundation of late stage capitalism, and they're going to keep doing stuff like this. They're going to look, if they can demonetize me, they can demonetize you, they can demonetize anybody else out there. And we gotta unify. It's like this, and then Susie Dawson's Panquake.com.
So Panquake, So there's a new thing called Panquake. We're going to talk more about it. They're trying to start a new social media. Bill Binney's involved with this, so this technology will be sound. They're trying to start basically a new Twitter / Facebook, but it's going to be blockchain, right? And so nobody can censor anybody and all that stuff. So that's called Panquake, and I'm going to do a story about it later. And Susie Dawson, Bill Binney, those kind of people are working on it. The problem with, and I'm glad Rockfin is around too. I think we're on Rockfin, right? Here's the thing, and we all know this. YouTube's platform, their distribution model is superior to everybody's by about 1 million times. So just the way it works. YouTube is just the platform that more people go to, and you can get seen. So to me, Rockfin would be the equivalent of everybody got telephones, and then hey, you got to go on ham radio. It's not the same. I'm glad it's there. I'm super glad it's there. We're on it, but we got to turn YouTube into a utility. I don't think it's going to happen under Joe Biden unless he has to step down because he's so demented. And there's a good chance because he's demented. And I don't know if that goes against the YouTube's thing. I don't know if you're allowed to say that.
Right?
But it's funny. Whenever I say that he's demented, nobody ever pushes back against me. Nobody.
No, because he is. Because
nobody
it's factual.
Nobody ever makes a video saying Jimmy Dore's wrong. Joe Biden's not demented. Nobody ever does that. That's hilarious. Well, listen. I hope we can all stay strong, because I've seen people fall off the censorship wagon, and they waffle and they go for pro censorship because they're scared enough. They get a big enough boogeyman to make. So that's what Donald Trump was. Donald Trump was the boogeyman, exactly the Pied Piper theory, to make everybody vote Democrat. He was the one to make everybody be pro censorship. That's what they're trying to do right now. They're trying to use a boogeyman to get people to be pro censorship. So we have to stay united against censorship. Not because for self-interest. It's going to come for us. If you advocate for censoring your opponent, it is going to come for you next. I just had the guy from the Socialist Equality Party, the World Socialist website. I don't know if you saw those videos, but he was being very glib about Donald Trump and he was cheering on his censorship. 5 days later, Facebook turned down his personal page, the World Socialist website page, Social Equality Party page. Bam! They banned them just like that. So, and that's not even the real reason why you should be against censorship because of self-interest. You should be against it because it's wrong on principle. As Glenn Greenwald explained, it's wrong. Even if they never censored us, it would still be wrong to censor our opponents. So, all right, well, everybody check out Jordan Sheridan's Status Quo. Graham Elwood has now been demonetized. Can't even repeal it till March. Wow. Why wouldn't they let you appeal it right away? What is the theory of... Did they give you any theory of why you can't appeal it for a month?
No, there's nobody to talk to. You're just like barking at this monolith.
Welcome to
there's
my
there's
world.
They just send you these things and you click on it and it explains what that hurtful content is. It's all this vague stuff,
Right.
controversial. Anything's controversial. I mean, like anything, they can choose anything. So there's no. That's why I mean I agree. YouTube technologically is the best platform, and I agree it should be a public utility, but. It's why I'm also, everything I do is also on Rockfin because, YouTube started out in a garage and wasn't that slick, and YouTube has grown into this massive thing. And because Rockfin is blockchain and they pay the content creators with cryptocurrency, it can't be bought out by some evil company like Google, which has been working with the CIA since 2011. So, yeah, man, support what I do over at rockfin.com/Graham Elwood because YouTube can suck it.
Okay.
And I'll also say, Jimmy, on what we could do, I'm not saying don't protest politicians, but you should be protesting corporate media and Silicon Valley first, because they are who own the politicians. If you are busy protesting Nancy Pelosi's office, you should be protesting Google, Twitter, Facebook, and these corporate media outlets, because they're the ones maintaining the status quo.
What did I say?
So if I organize a protest against YouTube, how long do you think it'll be?
What did I say during the
Probably before
January 6th thing? Remember I said they're going to show up at CNN.
Hey, this is
Next.
harming people. Sorry. Talk to you in July.
That's why I told your audience to do it.
All right, Jordan Sheridan, Graham Elwood, thanks so much for being
Hey,
on.
Brad.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks, Jordan.
All right, over to Steph, and I'll set up the next story.
No, Daniel.
Am I allowed to speak my mind here, Jimmy?
Sure.
All right.
Sure.
Hey, Steph.
Look, Graham, he's just sticking around.
Graham, stick around.
Stick around, Graham.
Graham,
Look,
Graham,
stick
stay
around.
with us. I'll do another story.
It's
All
Steph.
right, Graham. All right,
Hi.
stay there. I'm going to read some
Cool.
chats right now. Xander, hey Xander. Watch brand new movie 7 about WTC 7 on Amazon. Be brave. 9/11 truth. Force the
Right, Nick?
FTW. What is that? A. Mares, please give this to Graham. Oh, you got it. Curtis Kraus. Thank you, Curtis. Esteline Wesby, Jimmy, Steph, I'm sorry your vacation was interrupted. No kidding. No vacay. Lots of love to Jimmy's Playhouse. Thank you so much, Esteline. John Crane, Jimmy, you need to get on Rogan again. He needs a jolt, that guy does. I found you there. Aw, John. Eric Hardcorn. Is that your real name? Fight our corrupt Wall Street. Buy GameStop. It's not about the money anymore. It's once in a lifetime chance to stick it to the ultra rich. It's worth the price of one share. Just for that, buy and hold, hold, hold. Look at you, Eric. Trey White.
Huh.
Thank you. The crypto mind shone on, you crazy diamond. Ricky Perez, sound bra, it's F. Thank you. Roger Meadows, Elwood has to turn his vacuum off. I don't think it was Graham. Nessaden, don't mind the heavy breathing noise. It's just one of our agents listening on your
No
stream.
shit.
FBI.
No shit. That's what that
No
noise
shit,
was.
back to JD.
That's what that noise was, Graham. It was that was the
Daniel,
MI6
go
guy
tell
was
Joe Rogan
really
that.
forgot to mute
Go to
his own.
joerogan.com
Yeah, it was just like an MI6 or CIA. It's like.
or Joe Rogan Comedy or joerogan.com.
That's right. Stop taking the truth.
Hey, so everybody, you remember when Joe Biden said for $2,000 checks? Do you remember when he said $2,000 checks?
Yeah,
First of all,
vote for me.
Newsweek tweeted this out.
And
Joe
I'll give
Biden's
you $2,000
critics
checks on day one.
falsely claimed President lied about the $2,000 stimulus checks.
What?
This is Newsweek. This is considered news. This is PR coming right from Joe Biden's PR. Why not just say we're not Newsweek anymore? We're doing PR for politicians. I bet you make more money. Just charge Joe Biden for this, because that's what his PR people would do. Joe Biden critics falsely claim president lied about $2,000 stimulus checks.
You know Jamie?
That's Newsweek says that. And I don't know if you know, 400, if you can see at the bottom, 420 people like that. Which makes sense, because you got to be high to take this shit serious.
Shout
So
out
here we
Nate
go.
Gordon. Shout out Nate Gordon.
So Newsweek says the people who say Joe Biden said 2,000, they're lying. Joe Biden critics falsely claim he lied about they falsely claim that he lied. No, Joe Biden lied. And you want to see him lie? Here it is.
If you send John and the Reverend to Washington, those $2,000 checks will go out the door.
We will be able to pass $2,000 stimulus checks for the people next week.
We'll deliver the $2,000 stimulus checks.
And that begins with the $2,000 stimulus.
When you send me and Reverend Warnock to the Senate, we will pass those $2,000 stimulus checks. You send me and Reverend Warnock to the Senate, we will pass those $2,000 stimulus checks.
They will make decisions about whether we get people a $2,000 check.
We need to pass $2,000 stimulus checks for the people.
For getting people the $2,000 in relief, direct payment.
Congress should pass $2,000 checks. President-elect Biden and Democrats are all pushing for $2,000
Love shit like this.
$2,000 stimulus checks. $2,000 relief checks. $2,000 relief checks. They should send $2,000 checks to the American people right now.
Supporting $2,000 relief payments right now.
We need to be passing the $2,000 stimulus relief checks.
That means we need John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock, who will go to D.C. to ensure the $2,000 checks.
You see ads that say, want your $2,000 stimulus check? Vote Democrat. Vote for Warnock.
Okay, I think you get the message. Did anybody hear them say $1,400 checks? Did anybody on there say $1,400 checks? Did one person say $1,400 checks? No. So this is the Democrats following that Joe Biden tradition of not realizing stuff can be documented on the internet. That's exactly what that is. By the way,
Oops.
Newsweek then changed their reporting. Correction, this article has been updated with further context regarding Biden's comments in Atlanta. The headline was corrected to remove the word falsely. The original tweet has been deleted.
Yeah, the
So Joe Biden's critics claim the president lied about 2,000. So they're not only claiming, Joe Biden's critics are pointing
What's
out
up, Chris? That's a joke.
accurately
Just let them eat
that the
cake.
president lied about $2,000 stimulus checks. Just like Donald Trump lied. The first thing he did as president was lie about the 2,000. He was lying about that before he became president. Because he was telling everybody, vote for those guys and I'll get you your $2,000. He was lying. That's what's called a lie. Newsweek says the people who are accurately reporting that are liars. Do you understand why we have a show? Do you understand why the news media is at the lowest point for its confidence by the American people ever? Do you understand? Because it's owned by billionaires who just did what Robin Hood did to their... That's what they're doing. They're lying to their own readers to prop up a politician. That's literally what they're doing. You can clearly hear in this video they actually said $1,400. No, that's very funny. But watch this. Watch this, Graham. Here's the Democrats. Watch this. The Democrats tweeted this out. It says the President of the United States will build on the $600 down payment provided by Congress last year, sending an additional $1,400 to households across America, totaling direct payments to $2,000 per person. I like the before and after of when we get power going on here. This is amazing. So before we got power, we were saying $2,000. After we got power, now it's 14. Imagine if the Democrats, and by the way, look at the ratio. I don't know if you can see this, but the ratio is they have 2,293 likes, 5,937 comments. That's called getting ratioed.
Yeah.
Imagine if the Democratic Party had a Yelp page. What would that Yelp page look like? If Democrats were a car dealership, they'd have gone out of business from too many Better Business Bureau complaints. Dems employed a super clear, unequivocal, visually compelling strategy to convince voters that they'd have both the will and the power to deliver $2,000 checks
These
immediately
motherfuckers.
if the voters delivered
At
them
what
wins.
point do
The
Democratic
voters did their
voters
part, and now suddenly
realize they're
it's super complicated.
they're chumps?
Super complicated, you guys. The Democratic Party deserves to go extinct. Here's Forbes. Biden's final pitch to Georgia: vote blue, and $2,000 checks will go out the door immediately. That was his final pitch to Georgia.
From Forbes magazine.
Justin Jackson retweets this and says, it's really wild how politicians just lie for a living.
Support no politicians and hold all of them accountable.
They all just lied. Just
Support
like Donald Trump.
no
But
politicians
somehow
and
it's
hold
worse when
all of
Donald
them
Trump did it.
accountable. I should super chat that.
I worked my ass off. This is El Chicano. He says, I worked my ass off and knocked on well over 1,000 doors promising people $2,000 checks. Where are they? You promised them. I hate lying to people. Not $1,400, $2,000. And he tags Ossoff, Reverend Warnock, the DNC, and Joe Biden. This is from Public Citizen. 1 in 7 adults say their families are going hungry right now. This is not about a stimulus. This is about human beings trying to survive. One more. Non-voting felon says Biden's first week, $1,400 plus $600 equals a $2,000 check lie. Approving 31 oil drilling permits. Drone strikes in Somalia. Freeze on lowering insulin prices. Kids are still in cages. Monitoring Wall Street losses more than mass evictions. And sending kids back to school with COVID. Liberals, heart you. That got 4,500 likes. And you know what else is sad? The number of drilling permits is likely to go up, while the dollar amount may still go down. That's a failed state. Here's Bernie Sanders. Now, Bernie Sanders, you think would be pushing for $2,000.
I super chat him $24.20, $24.20,
and for blatantly lying to them and putting
support
the
no politicians and hold
Joe
all of
Biden
them
to
accountable.
move left and honor their promises that they made to voters. You think Bernie Sanders would be doing that? He would be pushing Joe Biden to not left, just to honor the shit that Joe Biden already promised voters. That's what Bernie Sanders. You think that's what he would be doing, right? You'd be wrong.
You'd be wrong.
We've got to get checks of $1,400 on top of the $600 that we already allocated out to every working class family in this country and to their kids as well. People are struggling to put food on the...
Wow. Bought.
So there you go. I don't know if you heard
We've
it.
got to get checks of $1,400 on...
Sold out.
So that's... Bernie doesn't have to do that. Joe Biden is not his boss. Bernie is elected by the people of his state. Joe Biden is not his boss. He does not have to go out there and do that. He's doing it anyway. What do you make of that, Graham?
Well, it's just astonishing to me. I don't get why Bernie's doing it. There's no excuses. Like I get what happened at the Capitol justified in the argument of somebody like Bernie Sanders. Well, I had to back Joe Biden because look at how awful Trump was. He supported the Nazis and whatever. Okay, all right, fine. You can agree or disagree, but I see that thinking at least. Trump's gone. There's no more excuses. The Democrats have control of everything. How hard is this? You promised us $2,000 checks. We haven't gotten them. And now you're giving us, well, 600 and 1,400. Just sound like that guy in Popeye. It's like, oh, I'll pay you for a hamburger on Thursday for a burger I eat today. It just sounds like it's ridiculous. And they keep, and again, the Democrats aren't dumb. They know that the vote any blue will do crowd is dumb enough to get mad at us rather than the Democratic Party. They know that. They go, we got these blue MAGA morons who will get mad at people like Jimmy and Graham and anybody else because they can get away and do whatever they want. Because it's just like, and if the Democratic Party did have a Yelp page, well, Janet Yellen speaking money by Google, so she'd have Google pull down all the 1-star reviews. So they're covered on that end too. So it's like and then again that tweet was all pointed out. I would add to the things that Biden has also. So we don't have money. We can't give everybody $2,000, but we got money to roll convoys back into Syria. We got money for that to protect oil fields. Oh, by the way, we just deported 300 some people. Something again, a campaign promise. Biden said no more deportations. So where there's no excuses anymore. You can't blame the big bad Republicans and Trump and this and that. What is it? Where's our money? I've gotten $600. That's it. I mean,
well,
they have nothing.
Here's what Socialist MMA says.
God,
is Bernie Sanders,
depending on the
AOC,
government
and
to
the
give you
squad
money, man.
really going to stay silent about Biden's $2,000 check lie?
And they're not
Do
giving
they
it
not
to you.
care? Their role is really to be PR for Democrats now. Really sucks we're on our own on this. That got 3,300 likes. I mean, I asked Dylan Radigan when he was on the show, what is in it for Joe Biden and the Democrats to not give people the $2,000? He didn't know. Literally, that's a guy who knows everything there is to know about money.
You deleted
and
it.
Wall Street and
Right
how
on,
shit
but-
works. Wrote
Thank you.
New York Times bestsellers about it. What award-winning Bloomberg reporter. He is lost for words. Doesn't know. Graham, can you think of what the fuck could possibly be in it for Bernie Sanders to not push for $2,000? What is in it for Joe Biden to not give people the extra $600? What the fuck could possibly be in it for them?
I'm bewildered as much as you and Dylan Radigan are, Jimmy, because it's like you come in and go, here's the $2,000 that we promise. You can ride on the yay, we beat Trump, the ding dong, the witch is dead. We're the heroes coming in, and now you're going, well, I don't. Just cut the checks. I mean, there's so many things. Again, Biden could have been this hero. We could have
What
got
about
Medicare
tunnels
for
and
all
tunnels,
by
right?
saying, because
They're not
is a
building a
national
wall
emergency,
anymore.
so he could have given us Medicare for all for that. He could have done student debt forgiveness and given us $2,000. These are all things that can be done by executive action, and he won't do them. So I don't know. Do they want like food riots? Do they? I mean, I don't know. I'm grasping at straws here. Like, are they trying to
He makes a great
get
point.
Americans so hungry and pissed off that they can enforce martial law? I mean, I don't know. I don't either. I can't see.
So I forget the famous quote and who it's from, but I will butcher it.
I will butcher it.
The revolution is just 3 skip meals away anywhere. A revolution is 3 meals away. That's it. So here's what they're hoping people say. So
3
this
skipped
woman
meals.
says, or this person, I don't know who this is, says it was always from the beginning. This package was a supplement to go with the $600 sent out. $1,400 plus 600 equals 2,000. Mrs. Harris and Mrs.
Walls to keep you
Pelosi
in.
are who pushed for the additional money. In my book, they are heroes.
It was Trump's idea.
That's wild. That person's not. That person's probably in therapy. And then Beth responds saying, "Why are you doing this? Are you paid to do it?
Waterfall.
Or have you been so browbeaten by propaganda you actually believe this? Dreadful that you would defend this. Absolutely dreadful." Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Only the Democrats are dumb enough to figure out a way to pass a stimulus check that makes everyone hate you even more.
I saw that.
It is amazing. It is amazing.
Well, that's the thing. That tweet from that one person, the Democrats know they're going to get a certain percentage of people going, "What heroes?" That person who tweeted that, I'd like to go, "Have you gotten this extra $1,400? No, but I will." Okay, well, if you haven't gotten it yet, it's not. They haven't done it. It hasn't happened. It's just like everyone, yeah, the squad. I'm just starting to call them the tweet squad because all they can do is tweet.
That's
None of their
it.
tweets passed the law. Ro Khanna, none of them. Why do you? And Bernie Sanders is technically an independent. He's not even in the Democratic Party. What is he doing?
Why is he carrying water for Joe Biden? He doesn't have to do that. Joe Biden is not his boss. He's pretending like Joe Biden is his boss. He pretends like he's working for the Joe Biden campaign. He's not. You're an independently elected senator from Vermont, and you can do whatever you want. It's amazing. He won't do it. They won't cross the party. The Squad won't cross the party. The Justice Democrats won't cross the party. Bernie Sanders won't cross the party. And that's why your life is fucked. Because of gutless, nutless wonders. And I know people don't like to hear me say this about Bernie Sanders, but he's not fighting for you. He's doing whatever Joe Biden allows him to do. And that's a fact. That's just a fact. And the only reason why we got back on $2,000 was because of fucking Trump. Remember when Trump said, well, I'm going to go? That's when they all started talking about $2,000.
Get away from me.
I mean, honestly, Jimmy, it's why I have more faith in like a Reddit group like Wall Street Bets.
Yes.
And why personally I've gotten way more educated the last 8-9 months on cryptocurrency because it's decentralized and I think that's the only. I have more faith in that because look at these politicians. I'm going to fight you. I'm going to do this and that, and then they don't deliver. And it's like, and then people defend them. It's like, Graham, they're our allies. Well, as I've said before, Lindsey Graham and Mitch McConnell and the Republican Party have never promised me a damn thing. They have never promised to help me in one way at all. So the fact that they're not helping me, there's nothing for, what am I going to yell at Lindsey Graham for? He's never promised to help me in any way, shape, or form. The Democrats, and especially the Squad and everybody, we're going to get you Medicare. I'm going to fight for you and get you Medicare for all. And we're going to get you this $2,000. Well, you haven't gotten it. You haven't got me the thing you said you were going to get. So do it or shut up and get out of the way or just quit or just whatever. I mean, like, Lindsey Graham at least is honest. He's just a parasite Republican politician that I wouldn't trust as far as I could throw him and that fake Ted Koppel haircut he's got. But like the Squad, yay, we're the new Squad and diversity and all this stuff. And it's like, who is it? Omar was like, she looks up to Margaret Thatcher. And
AOC says John McCain's a great peace soldier. He's great for it's just it's nuts. It's nuts.
AOC follows Juan Guaido.
I know.
I don't. It's just more. It's just the diversity of the ruling class. The ruling class gets these folks and makes them look all diverse and different, but they're still pushing ruling class talking points. And the only people that call it is the Republicans. So it's like we're never going to have any real change. Ever, because it's just that my party's better than your party. It's the same.
As Kyle Kalinske said, we sent the Justice Democrats there to do a hostile takeover of the Democratic Party, not play nice, and try to get along. And that's exactly what they're doing. That's what they've been doing since day one. I don't know if anybody's... The first vote that AOC ever cast was for Nancy Pelosi to be Speaker. And she ran on not doing that.
Bud.
There you go. Now she's done it twice. All right, let's go over to Steph, and we'll go to our next story. Steph.
Okay, gentlemen. All right, Nexiden. Don't mind the heavy breathing noise. It's just one of our agents listening to your stream. I like that. I had to read again. FBI. No Name McGee Media is asking for a reality czar. Swear to God, that's their exact words. Reality czar? Oh my God. Joey M. Jimmy, what's your position on the Second Amendment? I believe it's obvious. It's the only power we the people hold. A third party cannot survive without this.
Okay. I'll tell you what my position on the Second Amendment is. Constantly changing.
Yeah.
I used to be totally against guns. Totally. Then I was like, wait a minute. The government is then the only people with the guns, and look what they did to the Branch Davidians, and look what they're doing to. But I don't like that, and the blah 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 blah. Blah. And then I went the other way. I was like, no, we need to have guns to protect ourselves. And then they took away all our rights anyway.
Then they took away.
They took away our Fourth Amendment, our right of privacy, our search and seizure. We're living in a surveillance state. Every email and text and phone call I make, the government has a copy of it, and no one gives a fuck, and we still have our guns. So I don't think our guns are really protecting us. So I went back. I know I'm back against being against guns. Now, I do not like the idea that the government are the only people with the guns. But they have bigger guns. And so they'll probably always win.
We've got
and
more.
The people who said they needed their guns to protect ourselves from the tyranny of the government never did. The government came for our rights and our freedom.
Look what a small group of people did on January 6th.
Never did a fucking thing about it. So now I'm back to being anti-gun. If we could be like the rest of the world and get rid of our guns, that would probably be better.
You know what?
Now, if we passed Medicare for all and a $2,000 UBI, you probably wouldn't have as much gun violence in America. You probably would just have to worry about domestic disputes and suicides. A lot of people wouldn't have to join gangs for protection and money. They'd be getting $2,000 a month from the government. People, I mean, Canada has a bunch of guns. They don't have all
Right
the
on,
gun
Chris.
violence we have, and it's because they have fucking health care. What? Who else? Was there a better reason?
The
Why
pen
did
is
they- I don't
mightier
think
than the
culture-
soul,
different
it says
culture.
Daniel Anderson.
And having
Well
health
said,
care,
Daniel.
having a government that gives a shit about you, makes you feel a little bit more taken care of. You feel a little bit less on your own, and they're all a little bit nicer. I don't know if you've ever been to Canada. They're fucking actually nicer. They're literally nicer. I've been to Canada a shitload. They're nicer. I don't know how to... Graham, have you been to Canada?
Wait. I just want to point out there's only... I disagree. I am for guns as long as they're Graham's vegan guns.
Oh, Graham's
Show
vegan
it,
guns.
Graham.
Second Amendment right here, kids. Look at that action.
I think I'm outgunning Graham now, guys.
And to talk about, you're bringing up many great points. I'm
As I sit here.
for gun regulation because, I always follow the money and connect the dots. So the gun lobby makes billions of dollars. Every time there's a mass shooting, gun sales go up. The NRA used to be about like conservation in terms of the environment and hunting, and now everyone on the NRA is part of the gun lobby. So the gun lobby is acting just like Big Pharma, the military-industrial complex, big tech. They just want to own and control everything, and they just want to make profits off of people's misery. And we have mass shootings, and we're numb to it in this country. We're numb to it. So we have so many problems, and people being able to buy 10,000 rounds of ammo on the internet. I'm sorry, that's not a good thing. And okay, I don't want the government. I agree. I don't want the government to be the only one to have the guns. Well, all right. Look, if you think your AR-15 can beat
fucked up.
a Apache attack helicopter, which literally could level downtown Los Angeles, good luck, man, because they could wipe you out. And having any sort of the majority of the American people want gun legislation. They want some type of gun regulation. They want to close the loopholes. No, we shouldn't take all the guns away. If you're living rural and you're a hunter, rancher, yes, you need a gun. But you don't need 10,000 rounds of ammo. Again, just like Medicare for all, the majority of Americans want some type of gun regulation. But the big, powerful billionaires that control the gun lobby, just like the powerful billionaires that control Big Pharma and the healthcare lobby, pay to prevent it from happening. They pay the corporate media to spew lies. The NRA controls the Republican Party, just like AIPAC controls the Democratic Party. So you're not even getting a fair, reasonable discussion and debate about what gun regulation should be in America, because the corporate media, and in this case, it's usually
Graham,
Fox
go
News
after
on
the
this
crime,
particular
not the
issue,
gun, bro.
Is paid to be stacked. So it's just more of the same corporate nonsense.
Go
that
after
does-
the
that makes
crime,
our lives
not the
worse and
gun.
only lets the 1% profit. The 1% profits from mass shootings. And to add to that list of things you brought up, Jimmy, if everybody had Medicare for all and $2,000 UBI, I would add free college. How many crimes would we have, right? If we treated, like they just passed in Oregon, drugs as a health issue rather than a criminal issue, then people wouldn't feel desperate to go into crime. Or if we did what they did in, I believe, Finland, a housing first for the homeless. They actually give the homeless housing and job training and mental health screening. If we took care of our homeless, all of these crimes would be lower. And everyone wouldn't need all these guns.
The housing bubble's going to
So we
burst.
live in this paranoid state where the ruling class is constantly keeping us divided,
Kentucky
distracted,
Fried
and afraid.
Chicken
And the Second
from
Amendment
USA.
is another thing that they use to keep us all fighting with each other.
Awesome, bro.
I agree. I think that was very well said. Divided, distracted, and afraid. That's exactly how the ruling class wants us. Divided, distracted, and afraid. And then you'll have your lefties that help them with that, right? Like when everybody agreed on forced to vote as being a thing before Jimmy Dore brought it up, everybody was for forced to vote. And Squad, everybody ran on it. Everybody was for it. Got to fight Nancy Pelosi. Got to do. And as soon as their moment came to do it, the Young Turks said, "Don't, no, not now. We can't fight Nancy Pelosi now. We can't be for Medicare for all, not now. But later, when this moment passes." when we have the leverage, when it's gone, then I'll start tweeting, like Cenk Uygur did, that I'm for Medicare for all. We got to start challenging Nancy Pelosi. Could they be bigger cowards? Could they be bigger transparent liars?
Could they
They're
be?
the biggest fucking transparent liars, cowards, corporate tools on the left, is the Young Turks, Cenk Uygur Atticus. It's unbelievable. And it's transparent. And their own fucking audience sees through them. That's the beauty. That's why it's like, they're doing it to themselves when they're smearing Julian Assange. You saw that, right? You saw them do, I don't know who we can trust Julian anymore. What the fuck? As the guy's being tortured, they're shitting on journalists. So that's what the left is left. All right, let's move on to, well, guess what, Graham? I don't know if you know, we got a new Secretary of State. And breaking, the U.S. Secretary of State Blinken says that Iran could now be weeks away from having material to build a nuclear bomb. Hey, Iran's been weeks away from having material to build a bomb since 1979. Here we go. There it is. NBC Universal. Blinken says Iran possibly closer to enough material for nuclear bomb. That's not harmful to their viewers, though, Graham, right? To print straight up propaganda like that. That's not. Come on. Secretary of State Antony Blinken, not Anthony, Antony, repeated warnings that Iran could be on course to get enough fissile material to build a nuclear weapon within months. Scared, be afraid that Iran's going to launch a nuclear weapon. Adding that if Iran continues to lift restraints from the nuclear deal, it could be a matter of weeks. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said, we are going to have to address Iran's other bad behavior. What about our bad behavior? I don't know if you look at the country right next to them, what we did to it, and then the country right next to that, and then the country just north of that, and then the country to the east of that. Do you see what the fuck we're doing? Bad behavior by Iran? Who has Iran invaded? Nobody. Who else has Iran bombed? Nobody. How many nuclear weapons does Iran have?
None.
Zero.
Zero.
How many do we have? 5,000.
Isn't it weird?
We are going to have to address Iran's other bad behavior, malign behavior across the region. But from our perspective, a critical early priority has to be to deal with what is an escalating nuclear crisis as they move closer and closer to having enough fissile material for a weapon. When are we going to address... And by the way, here you go. Countries attacked by bombing, sabotage, and attempted government overthrow since World War II. Iran, 0. This is all the ones the United States have done. So when are we going to address our bad behavior? This is the textbook, do as I say, not as I do.
Right.
That's what this is. And you want to know how long they've been saying that Iran is close to getting a nuclear weapon? Do you want to see? Well, here's Colin Powell saying it in 2004. 2004, 16 years ago. Almost 2 decades they've been saying this shit. The United States has intelligence that Iran is working to adapt missiles to deliver a nuclear weapon. Further evidence that the Islamic Republic is determined to acquire a nuclear bomb, Secretary of State Colin Powell said on Wednesday, right after he got done turning Iraq into a hellfire-scape. After Colin Powell lied us into an illegal war that killed millions of people. Children, old people. New report says that Iran can have a nuclear bomb in a month. That's from 2013. A study by Washington-based Institute for Science and International Security claims new and advanced centrifuges have reduced possible breakout time frame.
Thanks, Donald Trump.
Here's one from 2012. Iran on the brink of nuclear bomb in 6 to 7 months, says Benjamin Netanyahu. Isn't this amazing? They might be able to get the new centrifuges. They might be able to get the centrifuges. And with Amazon Prime, you think they would have gotten it already.
Amazon Prime.
As soon as Iran finds the keys to that centrifuge, it's going to be bam, bam, bam. And by the way, Colin Powell's never led us astray before.
Right?
Ever.
With the vial of fucking...
When has Colin Powell ever led us astray?
The vial of fucking... this
serious.
is enough. What's in this vial is enough to kill everyone in this room.
U.S. Secretary of State, Iran weeks away from having material to build a nuclear bomb. It's like one of those fanatical cults that keeps predicting the end of the world, but they're wrong every single time. It's like the United States is the boy who cried wolf, except we're the boy and we're the wolf. Right? Isn't that... I've been thinking about this a long time, and I think our media might not be the best when it comes to foreign policy. I know, crazy. I'm not going to make a lot of friends at parties saying this, but I don't think you can rely on U.S. media. By the way, nuclear weapons, United States, 5,550. Iran, still zero. Still zero, Graham.
I mean...
Go ahead.
Well, I mean, look, Iran has committed a lot of crimes, man. Let's be real clear here. They poisoned the water in Flint, Michigan. They shot water protectors at Standing Rock. They gave the banks over $1 trillion and let the banks steal 6 million homes, mine being one of them.
Sad reality.
So Iran has a lot to answer for. It was the Iran Police Department that kills unarmed black men. It's just preposterous. They've been, you can find video footage from 2007 of Senator Hillary Clinton saying, whoa, we got to get Iran. So they've been ramping up war with Iran. I mean, the last year or so of Trump's presidency, year and a half, 2 years, all this stuff in the false flag highway, the Strait of Hormuz, all this stuff. And let's not forget, so when the pandemic hit, we kept our sanctions on Iran. We actually made their COVID situation worse, which isn't like tough military strategy. That's not good for the whole world. So even like the so-called evil empires of, China and Russia are giving their vaccines out to whoever they can. We're sanctioning a country that's making COVID worse. We've kept the sanctions going in Venezuela and Iran.
Syria?
And now it's just like, oh, they're going to have a nuke. They're going to have a nuke. North Korea, like there's always some boogeyman lurking around the corner. As I said in a previous thing, they got to keep us divided, distracted, and afraid. And I said this on my show. I know you said this on your show. When Biden, the minute Biden was declared winner, I go, he's going to be at war with Iran within his first year. Done. I mean, there's no two ways about it. He's got all these Clinton and Obama people in his cabinet. And of course, what does the mainstream media do, including like Democracy Now? Oh, first black man Secretary of Defense. Oh, they forgot to mention he's on Raytheon's.
They undid they undid the Iran deal, didn't they?
Unbelievable. Biden's whole cabinet.
They're giving that money back to Iran.
They had to get a special clearance for him because
Correct
he broke
me if
a
I'm
rule
wrong.
About him working for Raytheon and then coming in to be the secretary. They had to get a special. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, special clearance, but they always can make a special clearance.
Yes,
it's not like
that's right.
You're not qualified. It's like we'll write a special flim flam kangaroo law that says you can bomb and make money and claim to be for America at the same time. It's great. So it's just preposterous. And, as you've talked about on your show and the live shows we've done together, we show that Anthony Bourdain clip where he talks about the Persian people are nice and kind. And these are people we're talking about. These are people. And Iran hasn't done 1/100th of the evil shit, if you just demonstrated, that the United States empire has done. And it's just the constant war machine. And we can't get $2,000 checks, but boy, we always got money for war, and now it's got to be your fun.
That's the thing about that was what for me. I was such a big Sam Harris fan, right? Because I loved what stuff he said about religion. He was always right on, and he was even funny. And then when he stuck his toe into foreign policy, it's like, you're just as horrible as Dick Cheney. You think Muslim bad and the United States good, even though we've caused way more destruction ever. There's not even close to destruction we've caused in the world. It's not even close to destruction under the name of Christianity. It's just, so that's the thing that drives me nuts, is somehow they're bad, even though we're the ones setting the entire world on fire right now. How many military bases does Russia and China have around the world? 3? You know how many the United States has? 1,000. We have a literal city in Germany still. I was in it. Have you ever been in that city in Germany where they have yeah. It's just one huge United States military base with thousands and thousands of people in the middle of another country.
I mean, we have bases surrounding Iran. We have bases surrounding China and Russia on, like, 3 of their 4 borders. I mean, imagine if Iran or Russia or China had bases all throughout Mexico, in the Caribbean, all throughout Canada, Hawaii. Like, I mean, imagine that. Imagine we would be like, oh God, we'd be terrified, and rightfully so. And we do this all over the world, and I mean, how delusional is it that this America's the good guy? No, we're not. Iran has committed the egregious crime of not giving up their oil to us. And that's what this is all about. That's what it's all about.
And by the way, they put the first thing Joe Biden did too was get some money going to Venezuela, to overthrow Venezuela. Venezuela has more oil than Saudi Arabia. I wonder why we're really concerned about bringing democracy to their people. And so this idea that we got rid of Trump and now the good guys are here. No, we got rid of the guy who couldn't hide that he was corrupt, and we got a bunch of guys who the media will help hide that they're corrupt, warmongering murderers. That's what you got. Congratulations.
Yeah, and who also, but people go, yeah, but the neo-Nazis. Well, Biden worked with neo-Nazis in the Ukraine.
That's right.
There's clear evidence of that. They work with a neo-Nazi organization. There's there's Biden. So explain to me how, like you said, like Trump was just the most vulgar version of what presidents have been doing for decades.
Yes.
Oh, he
was just outwardly vulgar. He wasn't actually. He wasn't as big a warmonger as Joe Biden and Barack Obama by far. By far. Okay. All right. Graham Elwood, that's our show. Thank you so much for joining us. Everybody check out Graham on Rockfin. Now, you still do your show on YouTube, right? But you just don't. Now, you can't even super chat?
Nope. I can't make any money from a super chat. I can't. There's no ads playing on I've got something like, I forget, 2,400 videos from the 4 years I've been doing my show. There's no ad revenue. There's no super chat revenue. So I make $0 now on YouTube. So I encourage people to go. I put all my videos and I live stream on Rockfin as well. So go to rockfin.com/Graham Elwood. It's free to sign up for Rockfin. I got a lot of free content. They have a premium level, and for that $10 premium level, they get all my bonus content, your bonus content, Jordan Sheridan, everybody.
So Graham, you're doing a Zoom. Not all my bonus, just the bonus content we put up at Rockfin. We don't, which is not much. But anyway, Graham, you are on Friday. You're doing a Zoom, right?
A show.
Yes.
What is it?
Yeah. Ron Placone and I are doing our Zoom comedy show. We used to call it the Progressive Comedy Tour, but since that name's been hijacked, I don't know, maybe we're just calling it the Anti-War Pro-Labor Socialist Comedy Tour. I don't know. We're working out the marketing on that. But this Friday, February 5th at 7 o'clock Pacific time, tickets are $10. And just go to my Venmo, which is at Graham-Elwood, and just say when you pay the money that you're for the Friday Zoom show, and we'll send you a Zoom link 20 minutes or half hour before the show starts on this Friday, February 5th.
Okay, Graham Elwood. So there's one way you can fight back against the bastards, Graham. You can still do your live shows, your radical fucking lefty shows.
Oh, vegan guns for justice, Jimmy.
I'm thinking of calling my tour when we go back on. I'm going to call it the Communist Tour. Communist Comedy Tour. That'd be fun. It's got a ring to it, I think. The Communist Comedy Tour. I like it. CCT.
I love it. Yeah. My next comedy album is going to be called Kremlin Puppet or Russian Asset or something like that. Is what I'm going to call my next comedy special.
I'm going to call mine Boogaloo Boy.
They're almost done.
I should call it the Communist Boogaloo Boy Comedy Tour. And wouldn't you buy a ticket to that? I would.
I want to hear Steph read my super chat.
I want to see what the fuck they're talking about. I bet that'll sell a lot of tickets. I'm serious.
Yeah. You might get a couple of wingnuts in the audience, but I'm sure you'd move a lot of tickets.
I think we could just go with Communist Comedy Tour. I think that's it.
I like it.
Communist Comedy Tour.
I like it.
I'm not even a communist.
You're not. But you do comedy.
But I do comedy.
You said do.
And I'm certainly not a...
How about this? How
They've
about
wrecked the room for more.
Comedy.
Oh, a comedy tour.
That's from
I like
Larry
it.
Fine.
I like
Larry
that. The
Fine's a
comedy tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell a joke for mommy.
I'm not doing any tours. Get
Reynolds
on
is
with
a
the super
comedy.
chats.
That's how they dehumanize
Bye,
people. That
Graham.
used to be a saying, kill a commie for mommy. That was to be a saying. Yes.
Kill a commie.
That was kill a commie for mommy. And that's how you have to, because you have to dehumanize your enemy or else you won't be able to kill them. That's like when we had that guy on here who was fighting in Afghanistan, and he's like, yeah, it's fun to take my scope and my M15 or whatever the fuck and kill a bunch of bad guys in flip-flops. So he had to dehumanize them. They're bad guys in flip-flops. Because they don't have proper military gear, they're less of a person, and so that helps him dehumanize them to kill them.
Right, Chris?
So you can't, it's why, you know that you can be court-martialed if you fraternize with the enemy. Do you know what that means? So if you're caught talking to the enemy, someone who we're supposed to be fighting, and you're not killing them, that's a punishable offense. Why is that? Why is that? Because if a guy shows you a picture of his kids, you probably can't kill him afterwards. It's going to be a lot harder for you to kill that guy once he's been humanized. Oh wait, you've got kids? I got kids. You got a wife? Fuck, you got a mortgage? I got a fucking mortgage. You got a shitty job? I got a fucking... Wait a minute. Who are we fighting? They can't have that happen. That's why it's called you can't fraternize with your enemies or else you'll get court-martialed. And that's what they're doing inside the bounds of the United States right now. They're saying that you can't talk to this person. You can't talk to a right-winger. You can't talk to a Trump voter. You can't talk to a Second Amendment person. You can't talk to anybody, even if they agree with you on it, because that's not how organizing works. You know how organizing works? If you want to organize workers, you don't show up at the shop floor and go, hey, where are all the Trump voters? All right, you're out. Where are all the Boogaloo boys? You're out. Where are all the Proud Boys? You're out. Where are all the racists? You're out. Where are all the Second Amendment nuts? You're out. Now who's left over? We're going to organize against the man. That's not how it works. You show up. Here's where we all have a common goal. We all need a raise from our boss. We all need to be unified in a raise for our boss. You don't ask people who they voted for. You don't ask them their fucking political beliefs. You rally people around a cause. That's how you organize people. You don't show up at the shop floor. All the Trump voters, you're out. Who's racist? You're out. Who's Second Amendment? You're out. Libertarians, I'm not flirting with you. You're out. Who's out? Now who's left? Nobody. That's who's left. And so that's what they're doing now in the United States. They want to make it toxic. They want to make you afraid to fraternize with other Americans because it helps their political agenda. That's the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party wants you to keep thinking half the country is your enemy because they're not going to do a fucking thing for you. That's a distraction. Why isn't the squad screaming about Joe Biden not giving us $2,000 checks? Because they've already sold you out for their own career. And anybody telling you the Justice Democrats didn't sell us out is either a dupe or a liar. Because they sold us out. And I don't care if they don't take corporate money. They sold you out for a myriad things. They could sell you out for their own career, which is exactly what they did. They sold you out for their own career. Even as Katie Porter and AOC were being kicked off committees, they were telling you we're negotiating for committee seats. And they didn't get them. In fact, they got kicked off. But they can't be seen going against the Democratic Party because they all want to remain inside it and ascend in the Democratic Party. And that's how they sold you out. The Justice Democrats are just Democrats, and they're not fighting for you, and they'll only fight for you when it's easy. And unfortunately, the same thing is true for Bernie Sanders. He just went from $2,000 checks to $1,400 checks without pushing back against Bernie Sanders, about Joe Biden. Joe Biden is not Bernie's boss. We sent Bernie there to fight the Democratic Party, to fight neoliberals, not to prop them up, lie for them, and run interference for them. And that's what they're doing. That's what they did with the CARES Act. That's what they did with the Force the Vote. That's what they're doing over the $2,000 checks. They're fucking you and defending Joe Biden and the establishment. That's what they're doing.
And the
It's
military,
plain to see.
And
And
military
that's why
spending.
America is still fucked.
And that fucking
And they're
wall
the ones
funding.
fomenting social distance. If, as Dylan Radigan pointed out, this is how you set the table for social unrest in America. You have a government that abandons its people, and then the people who are the furthest left in government running interference for that oligarchy. That's exactly what they're doing. They're keeping us divided, and they're making us afraid to talk to each other. And I'm not going to play that game. All right, everybody, check out Graham. Over to Steph.
Boy, check out Graham's comedy show this weekend, Friday night, I believe.
Friday night.
Check it out. Zoom in. $10. It'll be a blast. It will be a blast as usual.
Okay, see you, Graham.
Anyone
All right.
Bye-bye, buddy. Montauk, anyone ready to leave the entire U.S. political party and voting system? PartyExodus.org. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. And the porch light is always on. Thanks, Montauk. Virgil, Graham just interviewed Susie Dawson today about Panquake. And as you know, Virgil, if you were watching, we were talking about Panquake later on in that broadcast today.
I watched
Tea
Lee
Party
Camp.
bipolar leftists
that.
make internet a public utility. Problem
Watch
solved.
this.
I agree. IR nobody. Okay. Jordan called for censorship on this very issue. Now he himself is getting censored and playing victim. Lady Hawk, Silly, Graham, Jimmy, Jordan, actual journalism is dangerous. Keep doing what you do. It's important. Nay's Garden, I've been covering the muzzling of my channel and other channels on my channel for years. Sad to see this happening to all my favorite channels now. Thank you for getting this out there. Nay's Garden, hello, Ben! Jason V, the people have more power than just violence. The state will always win that. Our power comes from labor. Can't make weapons without workers. Drop out. Eugene Fair, read Chris Hedges' new column, Papering Over the Rot. He says there are only two options, tyranny or revolution. Thanks for reminding me to go back to that article. Yes, I really appreciate what Chris has to say, and his analysis of our culture is disturbing, but completely accurate. Hector Villalpando. Thanks, Jimmy. Keep your head up, bros and sisters. John Michael, thank you, Mana. Big banks, big Wall Street, big oil, and MIC is bad. But big pharma / vaccines is now trustworthy and good. Bojan Rashi, thank you. Pat Lynch, more viewers here than true. YouTube is dying social media hegemony. As is drowned, it will thrash about destroying careers. Prepare the arcs and plan for content creator exodus. Bam. John Michael, it is hilarious that neo-libs will use CEOs to take away our liberties, which is a fascist move. Carrie Nance said James Corbett also taken down by YouTube. Stephen Denning, YouTube is censoring creators who promote Rockfin. Hollenbeck Charles, thank you Hollenbeck. Daniel Parker, what's up Daniel? Chip Thomas, you get the flack when you're over the target. Never forget the USS Liberty. IR Nobody, please pressure Jordan on pushing for censorship. Kristen Saunders, thank you. Hollenbeck Charles, if Obama's inaction from 2009 to 2011 led to the Tea Party and eventually Trump, what's a bug? Buggy. Sorry, Donnie. Tea Party and eventually Trump, where'd it go? Imagine where inaction from Biden's may lead. There's no pause button on increasingly deranged people with nothing to lose. Okay. All right, hold on. Let's see here.
Right on, B.
Uh-oh, thanks.
Right on, Chris.
Something. Oh, boy. Okay. Michael, keep the camera here. I have to open something on camera for you. So keep the camera here, please. I got to open something. And then once I open, if you have to take a quick break, I can do that. Okay.
Cut to Nay's Garden. Hey everybody, Nay from Nay's Garden here. Take over the show. Nice to see you here. Take off, you're all a bunch of hosers and toaster faces. Got a lot of 2-4s, so you're gonna be slamming some beers and drinking some colas, eh? Just take off, eh? You're a hoser. Hey, take off. We're at the Great White North, eh? You're a hoser, eh? Take off, no way, eh? What are you talking about, eh? Nobody's even taking off, eh? She took off. Where's Steph, eh? She took off, eh?
I'm almost ready. I'm almost ready.
Come back, Steph.
I'm almost ready. Oh, so close. There we go. Okay.
Where's Brownie?
So close.
Where's Brownie?
All right.
Take off, eh? Hey, take off, eh? Where are you, Canada, eh?
One more thing. I found it. We're good. Okay, will you put camera 4 on beside me, buddy? Thank you. And if you have to take a quick break, go ahead. This is a good time. I'm going to keep it here. We're going to be fine right now. I got it all set up. I got it all set up. I got my pretty lighting. I got everything. Look at that. My dog. I know he's here.
Oh, she's got
He's so
Brownie.
funny. He loves it. He loves sitting here, everybody.
I
Okay.
love Brownie.
If Obama's in action, oh, I read that one. Hey, Meredith Parker, thank you so much, Meredith. Connor Forterre, thank you. Hey, everybody. This is the time where I'm just going to finish up reading the super chats, and then I'm going to end today's live stream with thanking our patrons that support the show. All righty. Connor Forterre, I've always been told how terrible China and Russia are for keeping information from their citizens. We're being fed the same nonsense by our elite. Land of the free, censorship for the Hollenbeck Charles. I'm just here to get brownie points. You got them, Hollenbeck. Fuzz the Fair, please interview Anticonquista historically, Bay Area 415 Hakeem, Franco and Frank analysis, and former Black Panther Party member Doruba bin Wahad. Thank you for all of those, Fuzz the Fair. Carrie Nance said, we wondered how long it would take for YouTube to cancel Graham and Lee Camp for the JFK discussions. Apparently not long. Sad, right, Carrie? RW, I'm so glad Graham is on to counter Jordan's tourism. Pan Stratton, Jordan is a blue mug. Oh, okay. So, FYI, everybody, if I don't read your super chat, it might be a little bit too snarky. I know, right? But if I have a guest on and I get comments about my guests that aren't that supportive, I feel like they came into my house and now I'm talking shit about them.
It's her prerogative.
On the radio. I don't want to do it. You got it? All right. Good night.
You don't have to explain that.
Cheddar Mountain, what are your thoughts on outdoor pizza ovens? What could go wrong? It sounds fantastic. I think that sounds fantastic. Is there something wrong with it? Am I missing it? Same as Robin Hood debacle, the rules only apply to regular people, not the capitalist owner class. They can rush-a-gate, but we cannot speculate. Oh my God, that is so good. They can rush-a-gate, but we can't speculate. Wow. Wow. You know, all good things come to an end, right? All good things come to an end, and as you get older, that seems to happen a lot faster.
Don't talk about that shit. It's
Tell us
negative.
again how Antifa doesn't exist as they burn down our cities, Yeshua. Reliquary Prime. How do you say that? Reliquary Prime? Jimmy Dore. You will never be homeless. Lately, you are living rent-free in a lot of people's heads. No kidding, right? Oh my gosh. I don't know.
It's true.
I mean, don't you think those people that rail against the Jimmy Dore show, I mean, so they don't have a shame button, right? Is that it? That they don't have anything that they go, oh, maybe, yeah, that sounds like a prick.
It's
Oh, I sound like
crazy.
such a asshole.
Because you disagree with somebody
Yeah,
on
why am I keep
on
making
something
videos after
that you would
videos
attack them
about Jimmy Dore.
as a
Like, they
person.
need a good friend that gives them an intervention. You know, they don't need a co-host that says do some more. LOL, love you, Jimmy. Status Quo and Graham are fantastic, and the chat warrior Steph is killing it as always. Is that Musey Pupsy? Kim Iverson mentioned on her show that TYT and YouTube have a deal, which is why TYT never goes through censorship. I don't know what kind of deal you can get. What is Graham's Patreon? We'll join until March 3rd. Peter
Graham
version 1. I think you just look for Graham Elwood. I think you just Elwood. That's Spanish for the wood, Elwood. Jordan smeared Convo Couch over this topic, democracy, and I believe Jimmy was asking him about that, you know, and I certainly had read a tweet or two from him.
Yeah.
San Senovich, USA House says it's okay to spy on conspiracy theorists. Duck, duck, go. House Resolution 1153, 116th Congress. USA House says okay to spy on conspiracy theorists. The government has more draconian measures coming, so they need all channels that speak truth need to come down. Brace for impact. Hey, Steph. Jordan blamed Convo Couch for inciting the Capitol riot and called for them to lose their platform. Steph, I saw that tweet. Jimmy should prepare to move to Rockfin if necessary. We're there. Russia Gator. Alex, how you doing? 40% of something, and it just moved on me, Alex. I went all the way down to the bottom. 40%, it's coming. 40%, I love you. Kim Iverson, Patreon for Graham, USA, the government, draconian, Jordan, Convo Couch, Jimmy, Move Rockfin. 40% of Robinhood revenues comes from selling client trade data to Hold Citadel. That's why there's a little bit of conflict with Janet Yellen. Oh, a little. Did you get what? $800,000. So he wants the government in bed with tech giants to legislate and censor instead. What is the difference?
Right on, Ross Robertson. Thank you for saying that.
Linus, companies like Citadel take user data from companies like Robinhood for profit so they can hedge their bets. Stop the pissing contests in the comment section and start your research. Lynn, don't you know that the live chat is typically there as a pissing contest? It's fun.
It's fun.
You know, it's a fun.
I loved all the little shit I said about Jordan tonight.
Somebody just said politicians are not our friends. I didn't catch your name. It moved on me. You're right, amigo. You are right. Somebody, Stosh James Peterson says boycott the Super Bowl. Look at you. Somebody's Gumdrop's upset. Is this the show? Gumdrop, you missed the show. This is me wrapping the show, Gumdrop. This is it. Look at it, 6,000 strong. Let's bring it home. Here we go. John Michael, we are worse off with Biden than Trump because now all of the news feeds will be covering for the president instead of trying to go after him. Sherry, what's the plan when they silence you, Jimmy? We need a plan. Zoom shows. Hey, right now, ladies and gentlemen, if you go to our website, if you go to jimmydorecomedy.com, what is it? You go to jimmydorecomedy.com, scroll down, join our email list. Right? Join our email list so we can stay in contact. All right. That's our plan, Sherry. Free speech only exists in the anonymous back corners of the internet. Real dissent is called terrorism by our mainstream media. Free Palestine. Sam, you're back. Hello, Sam. Super Platinum Man. Jimmy, you are right-wing extremists. You gave a platform to one and thinks it's okay. I'm going to think you're joking on that one. Charles Womack, but AOC was sexually assaulted. We must censor ourselves to avoid her feelings. Philip Michelle. JimmyDore.com is the Door website. We should be going to the website rather than using YouTube. Elva San. Jimmy, I'm worried that they'll come after you one day. How do you fight back if they'll come for you? And what are we going to do from now on? A campaign against censorship? Something like force the vote on censorship? Elva, thank you for being thoughtful and supportive.
Start a
and once
movement.
Again, go to JimmyDoreComedy.com.
No autoplay.
That is really going to be the way that we can let you know that we're going to do a Zoom show in the future, and we are going to do a Zoom show in the future. We are talking with Graham and Ron and Mike McRae and our other pals that you've seen on
GMO
the show.
Keelan.
We have a special show. I say it's coming up in 2 weeks. I don't even care if they're ready, but we're going to do a special show in 2 weeks. I'm going to say, Mark, get a poster ready for, February 13th. Yes, we need to do a show February 13th. So we need a poster for February 13th, a promo poster, February 13th. Let's do a show. We're doing a show. Watch it, there new. Hello. Steve, the philosophist, Nick Brana of People's Party is for censorship. He's mass banned his volunteers for diplomatically criticized the MPP was not fulfilling its own promises. Steve, Hold on, Steve. Steve, hold on. All right, I asked a friend what their position on censorship is. Okay, so now I know on certain, like if you're, I get it. Okay, so my inclination is that as this movement is creating, gaining more people and followers, that we also don't want to undermine it. But I haven't read anything about that, and I am curious. So I'm not saying your position is incorrect. I'm going to ask the source. I'm going to ask Nick Brana and the Movement for the People's Party their position and policy. How about that? And maybe I'll even remember to tell you. Hope Johnson. Is hope in Spanish esperanza? Huh? Is it? Panquake, if there's a way for public to invest in this, does it have to crypto coin? Please let us know how to do that. Oh, Reliquary Prime. Reliquary Prime. I'm not sure, amigo or amiga. But I'm sure if you just went to Susie Dawson's Twitter page and look at Panquake, I'm sure you could be able to find some info there. Susie Dawson. Cheddar Mountain. What are your thoughts on pineapple, particularly as it pertains to pizza toppings? Love it. I love it. Got no problem with it. It sounds a little weird, right? But have you ever had, what is it? A Gorgonzola pear pizza? Wow. Those are my thoughts, Cheddar. Does it sound like I'm hungry? Graham's Rockfin is down. Shut up. No way. Hold on. No way. Thank you, Mark. Thank you for the poster. Yeah, he wants to do a show. We wanted to do a show this weekend, but Ron and Graham are already doing a show. We didn't want to flood the market. Okay, who was I going to text right now? Graham. Hey, please check your Rockfin. Let me know that it's up and working. Pretty please. It didn't. You know what it said? It didn't say Rockfin. It said Roxanne.
Please check your Roxanne.
Ben, come on.
Seth, please
Okay,
check
so we'll
your
see.
Roxanne.
Sally McLaughlin. Hey, Sally. Kids Corner, I've seen MeWe, Minds, and Telegram got to my attention. They're independent social media platforms using crypto exchange and no censorship. Kids Corner, thanks for the hot tip. Jay Polly, here's a few bucks, my friends, while it's still allowed. I know, right, Jay? Eugenia Bear, where did Andy Jassy work before Amazon? Internet is silent. No work history prior to Amazon. Straight from Harvard to Master of the Universe? I see what you're doing there. Baby Gerald. John Meacham, Biden's head speechwriter, used to be Newsweek's editor-in-chief. Go figure. Oh my God. John Meacham used to be Biden's head speechwriter, used to be Newsweek editor-in-chief. Wow. silence is excuse me, yeah. This is from Peace Blaster. Since we just killed that ISIS leader and it was all over the news, can we push to get out of Iraq? Seems like popular position on left and right. Okay. Mel 1. I'm taking down Amazon and the unemployment offices. Amazon is paying my clients. RN, I forced NCUI to pay $15,000 after originally approved me for a $70 week. I emailed over 200 politicians and news contacts. I'm taking down Amazon and the unemployment offices. Interesting. Thank you, Mel 1. Good luck and keep us posted. Nays Garden, support no politicians and hold all of them accountable. Nays Garden, you are correct. And you know what? Can you tell me what the Democrats are thinking when they keep begging us for money? Oh, Nancy Pelosi asks us for money. Everybody from the Democratic Party keeps asking for money. Whose money? Who's giving them money?
Right.
I'm never giving a Democrat money. I'm never giving
Good
a
for
Republican
you.
money. I'm never. I will let you know if I do. I'll let
Join
you know. How
me
about that?
and Ron Placone now.
Can you believe it? I really like this candidate.
No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing this. How many times did it blend out?
There, I got
I'm
3
not-
people
I'm
now.
not doing it again. Crafty Shades of Grey.
There you go,
Wasn't
guys.
that
That's
bribery?
Ron Placone and Steph that I got to say they're no longer
Going
going to
to
support
$2,000
fucking
to choose
politicians.
Tomorrow? He offered money, bribery, right? Prison
One person at
providers.
a time, man, you know?
Since the DNC is a private entity and they collectively lied about $2,000 checks, is it possible to file class action lawsuit, Alexander?
I got to tell you, that was exciting to do that. That was exciting. Wow. That's pretty fucking cool. Finally, my words sunk in. Finally, somebody listened to me, man. Support? No, you don't have to support them anymore, Steph. Ron Placone. Perfect. You don't have to support these. They keep stabbing us in our backs and stabbing us in our backs and stabbing us in our backs. It's okay. You don't have to support these people anymore. Come on over to the garden. Learn how to feed yourselves. Learn about the salad shooter, how to take a potato and turn it into hash browns in a matter of seconds. Come on over to the garden, man. Plant some tomatoes. Grow some zucchini. Get some chickens, man, and start getting your own eggs. Come to the garden, natesgarden.com. Check out my sponsor, sheathunderwear.com. They're fantastic. Love them. 30% discount, you guys, if you use the code NASEGARDEN over there at sheathunderwear.com. And also check out my friend Ron Placone, ronplacone.com. Also, he's on YouTube at Ron Placone. Make sure you subscribe to his channel and hit the bell icon so you get notified for all of his uploads. He's fantastic. Steph's fantastic. Jimmy Dore's fantastic. Graham Elwood's fantastic. Jordan Sheridan, can't say too many nice things about him. But I hope you guys have enjoyed the shows and the uploads. You know, this was 2.5 hours right here. I will see you guys later. Maybe late night tonight, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. You guys take care of yourselves. Love you guys. I'll get some chickens, man. I can get them, no problem. Bye, guys.